Hey guys, I'm back. I'm here. Sorry I was not here yesterday. We had an issue. It turns out that lemonade sometimes has tropical fruit in it. Who would have thunks? But I did managed to fix the problem before I needed an EpiPen, but none of you wanted to hear me after that, and I was asleep approximately 20 minutes later. All that takes it out of you. But, yeah. And right now, I needed an appointment with the allergist anyway, and well, after last night, I finally made it today. But like, I was on the phone with them at like noon. It's 7 something p.m. right now, and they just now sent me the text to confirm the appointment. Their office has been closed for at least an hour, probably more. Who knows what's up with them? But alright, we are in the midst of the third case, Turnabout Serenade. Let me... Alright, sick. I'm talking, you're talking. Alright, we recently finished the first round of, like, the actual court case and are back into, Investigation 2, where we have been talking to... God, it's not Zach Gramery. What's this one's name? Already forgot his name. Oops. Hang on. It'll probably tell me in a second. Hang on, if I talk to him, will he tell me his name again? Wait, I probably gotta check the court record. Alright, yeah, so we are investigating the murder of Romaine Letouce, who is Lamirar, the pop star's manager. Right now, they're blaming her pianist, and we don't think that's true. Alright, the murder took place during Clavier's rock concert, so he's in a bit of a foul mood because how dare they ruin his thing. And then, and now we've recently gotten an accusation for, Darian, which is, Clavier's backup guitarists. Yep, there we go, she's talking about him now. But the problem was, he was playing on stage during the murder. So somebody's wrong. Here, now I can figure out what this guy's name is. Valent, okay. Who was a friend of Trucy's father. Alright, let's head on out of the agency. Sunshine Coliseum. Let's check in on the detention center, see if we can find anybody. Alright. Machi may not be guilty, but he's still a suspect. But they don't have any decisive evidence. Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten in and out of that room. Right, the air vent. And he lied. Lied? Machi Tabaye can see. He never told us he was blind, to be fair. He never told that to us. Ah, Machi. Excuse me, opening my soda can. Should have done that a minute ago before I unmuted. Speak of the devil. He looks like he's doing okay. I forget. Why did we come here? It's not like we can talk to him or anything. Words are overrated. Feelings are what matter, Apollo. Oh, are we sure about this? It's kinda hard to build a court case on feelings. But since we're here anyway, might as well get what I want to say off my chest. If you need someone to complain to, I'll listen. I think she's actually worried for me. Oh yeah, the anime eye, like, glasses glint, that was cool. Alright. Can we talk to him? Assuming we're not gonna get much out of him, till we get a translator. So, what did you think of the trial today? Whew. Glad he doesn't understand English after all. If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by that trial. Hey, all's well that ends well. You have to be more goal-oriented. If he's not guilty, we win. No, if he's innocent, we win. Machi might not understand English, but I bet he gets that better than you do. I'm assuming we're not gonna get much out of him, so I'm just gonna move to the other new location that we got. If nothing new appears, nothing new triggers, then we will go back to him and ask him everything. But I have a suspicion that's not the case. Sunshine Coliseum. Oh, this is cute. Oh, what a great day! It's perfect weather for sleuthing? I don't think I've ever heard that as a verb before. The weather matters for an investigation? Well, it's raining, you're gonna lose all your evidence. Don't some days just feel like magic days or defense days? Sure. Let's get started, shall we? Right on! Show us your stuff, Apollo. What stuff? Your voice training! This is the perfect place for it! Oh boy. You did enough at home, thanks. I don't know if I need to hear Apollo's Chords of Steel today. Oh, there's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it to the big stage. I'm happy in the courtroom, thank you. I am a lawyer. And you're in luck because it's lawyer weather today. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout objection? The weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's get going already. Last I checked, Apollo rides a bike everywhere, just like Phoenix. The weather might matter. Hang on one sec. Let me just, like, move my chair. There we go. I can actually, like, sit back in the chair a little if I do that. And you can still hear me. But I still want to be close enough that everything picks me up, you know? Wait, game, we were playing game. Alright, let's examine our new location. What's that? Creature there? Oh, is he talking about the blue... Is it the blue bandit? The blue badger. The blue badger, that's what he is. Oh, that's a police mascot, the blue badger. It's, life-size. Haven't you seen them around town? Patrolling the streets? I don't know if it's effective to patrol in a giant mascot suit. Yes, even Law and Order has a mascot. I'd run from that thing even if I wasn't a criminal. Why does it head wobble like that when it walks? It's freaky. I don't think you're showing true Blue Badger's spirit, Apollo. She makes a compelling argument. Well, can I look at the blimp? Look, a blimp! Those balloons next to it have ad banners on them. Let's see. Big sale. All shirts 50% off. Oh, it's an ad for the department store next door. Isn't there a department store in, like, the Mask to Mask case? Is it the same one? Lordly Taylor. Yeah, I think that's the name. Sunshine Coliseum sure is living up to its name today. It's huge! And Mr. Gavin got to play on that enormous stage. I'm so jealous. Someday, I'll fight my first battle on this stage. A battle? Alright, Apollo's also on my page. Well, yeah, it's a coliseum, isn't it? They don't do gladiatorial contests at these places anymore. Oh, really? I had no idea. I wonder where they stopped. I think she's got a point, Apollo. Okay, big screen? Or is that just the entranceway? Okay, it's a sign, okay. Massive sign for the Guiltiest Charge Tour. Giant Prosecutor Gavin stares out over the arena. Ooh, maybe I can take it to the office when they're done with it. Where would you put it? You couldn't even get that thing through the front door. Then I'll put it outside. I bet it'd be good for business. Just as long as no one comes expecting us to prosecute. Well, if anyone comes looking for a concert, leave it to me. I don't know if she wants a singing debut. Like, there's a lot of things she's interested in, such as battling to the death gladiatorially, that she's never mentioned singing. Alright, who else are we looking at? What else is around here? Sunshine Coliseum sure is living up to its... Okay, alright, we got it. Same dealio. Blimp, the flags out there don't do anything. I don't know if I'm getting anything new. Alright, maybe we go head on back to Machi then. Nobody I can talk to there. Oh wait, we can go back in. Okay. That might trigger something new. Alright, back to the hallway. Why is she back? Just go sit in your nice hotel or whatever. Why are you here? Alright. Mr. Attorney. La Mirror. I'm sorry about today. There's nothing you need to apologize for. You're merely defending Machi. Are you okay? Alone, I mean. Humans are blessed with 5 senses. Even robbed of one, we get by. Though it does make being a witness rather difficult. Yes, because, what did I, 2-3 days ago, we discovered that she was actually blind. Speaking of seeing, you knew who we were before we spotted you just now. And we weren't even talking. I heard your footsteps several times the day before. Oh? You must have great ears. Ears that heard the crime taking place. Or so she claimed yesterday. But how? Alright, let's see. That was quite a statement you made today in court. About hearing Darian Crescen's voice at the scene of the crime. I did not know his name. But I never forget a voice. Oh, wait! Let me roar? Is something the matter? That voice just now. It was him. I am sure of it. No way. As I said in court, I was on my way backstage from the stage. That is when I heard his voice. I'm guessing Darian and Mr. Latouche were talking about something? The next moment I heard those gunshots. Why didn't you call security? To be honest, though the noise was quite frightening, I never imagined the gunshots might be real. And I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the scene at once. So it really was Darian's voice she heard. Yeah. At least she certainly thinks it was. I met Machi before my debut as La Mirror. I was singing in a restaurant in Borginia, and he was playing the piano? Yes. He was very kind to me when he learned I could not see. Is that when you started playing opposites? With Machi pretending he couldn't see. No, it wasn't then. That began after our major debut. After I became known as a landscape painter in sound. It must have been tough for Machi, pretending he couldn't see, and all the while acting as your eyes. We held hands always. He would write with his finger in my palm to signal to me things I should know. He is a smart, gentle boy. Think I see what she's getting at. Machi would never harm a soul. Alright, let's see her. What about Latouche? About Mr. Latouche? Yes. He was an Interpol agent, I hear. So you had no idea? Of course not. No one did. I guess that's what it means to be undercover. But someone was after him. They had to know who he really was. Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand. You have no idea? I can only assume that he was investigating me. But why? What makes you think that? Perhaps it is not no, but I cannot deny the possibility. Because of my condition. As my present is veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory. Clouded, right. The darkness that I fear is not the darkness that I see whenever I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in my heart. Can we just be literal for 5 minutes? For my sake? So that way I understand what's going on. Please? Pretty please. In your heart? I have no memory of the time before I became La Mirror. I awoke from darkness into darkness, you might say. I was singing in a restaurant those days. What was it that she said about not being able to remember the light? I do not know my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Everything before becoming La Mirror is lost to me. But I don't think it. I can think of no other explanation. Why else would an agent of Interpol approach me? Do you think your past might be related to this case? No way! That seems really unlikely to me. I mean, you're such a sweet person, La Mirror. I thank you. Machi, too, tells me this often when I fear who I might have been. Right, that's that. Can we look around? Is there anything new here? There's still the earpiece on the ground. That's been lying there since the day before yesterday. It's small, maybe no one noticed it. Surely that it would have swept up since now. Kinda wanna pick it up. Make a cool souvenir, don't you think? Does stick out in my mind for some reason. Alright, I don't know if there's anything important here. We go back to the rooms? Alright. Let's head to the Governor's dressing room. Nope, nothing new there. Head back to the backstage. Let's try La Mirror's dressing room. Nothing new there. Let's try the stage. Nope. Okay, then I think we go back to Machi. Now that we've talked to La Mirror. Oh, there's something I can present to her? But there's nothing new we found since the trial. So I'd be surprised, because I don't think there's anything new that she hasn't seen yet. Alright, back to the agency. Then to the detention center, I guess. Woo! A lot of walking. Right. I'm glad La Mirror testified. What a great person. She even got Machi off the hook by naming another suspect. Tarian of the Governors. The detective? I wonder if Machi knows what happened. I mean, if all he could follow was how the trial went at all. If no one told him there's a new suspect, how would he know? Hey. What is it, Apollo? No, it's nothing. I must be imagining it. Imagining what, Apollo? It's just, I couldn't help but feel that, I don't know, Machi. He doesn't understand what we're saying, right? How could he? He's a young Borginian. He doesn't speak English. Yeah, but my bracelet is reacting to him. Maybe it's malfunctioning. Or maybe it's a bracelet. Or it's scared, because you kept making those I'm so mad faces. Was I that bad? Machi lied about not being able to see. But what if that's not all he lied about? If you're curious about it, there's really only one thing to do. You should ask him. I think it'll take something big to get him. Some kind of undeniable evidence. We'll be back, Machi. Alright. Maybe we need to ask La Mirror. So, Machi, you can see, right? Machi can see and La Mirror can't. The whole world's gone topsy-turvy. Sorry, Apollo, I don't think we're gonna get any information out of Machi. Which makes sense. Yeah, I guess it does. Alright. Do I have anything that I can present to him? Yeah, I don't think that's gonna add us anything extra. Yeah, I don't think we have anything that helps us determine that he can talk. We talk to La Mirror again? See if she knows if he can talk. Okay. Guess we just start presenting then. Do you think you could tell me about this? Alright, nope. Maybe that explains why she didn't react when I showed her stuff the other day. She was still pretending she could see then. Interesting. Okay, nope. How does the lyric sheet exist if Machi can't read English, and, well, neither can Lami Roar? Okay. We took a look at your performance, Ken. It was even better the second time. Oh, thank you. That reminds me. That was an incredible illusion you pulled off. Illusion? When you teleported from one stage to the other, remember? Yes. Apparently they hired a professional magician. Valent Grammary. I was wondering, do you think you could tell us how it was done? I'm afraid I cannot. Mr. Grammary made me swear to never tell a soul. I was afraid of that. Hard to be a magician if you can't keep a secret, you know? I'm reminded that I wish to speak with you about something. Yes? When I was walking this hallway before, I stumbled upon a small device of some kind. It was lying on the floor. Device? Maybe you mean this? Oh, that's been lying there since the day before yesterday. Might I touch it? I thought as much. What? What did you think? This is one of our headsets. Everyone on staff wears one during a concert. I wonder whose this is. We use it for communication. It would be quite inconvenient should it go missing. Well, we'll hold on to it for you then. Just give it to her. We'll give it to Prosecutor Gavin when we see him. Yes, that's best, thank you. So can I put it on? Okay, so... attached? I'm not some kind of robot, Apollo. Everyone in staff is wearing one of these headsets? Okay. Even Machi, who doesn't seem to speak English. Interesting, interesting. That might be the evidence we needed. Pen for that, little buddy. This is Trucy reporting in. Over. Why the sudden silence? No one answered. Don't be silly. What good is a receiver that doesn't receive? That's like Emma not performing forensics investigations. You make her sound like she's some kind of forensic investigation machine. She would love to be that. Which is silly. Unless she's a super high-tech android that runs on snack ooze. Interesting theory. Alright, unless there's like a name on it. Nah, I don't think we're gonna get more info out of this bad boy. That wire's not long enough to work as a good mic. They gotta get pretty close to your mouth for you to come through clearly. Okay, well, maybe we can then talk to Machi. I think that's our best bet. So go outside. And then back to the agency. And then to the detention center. And Grammary is just gonna sit there the whole time. Okay, that's something. I think he said, I'm sorry I cannot speak to you in your language. You are very beautiful, fair maiden. Thank you, Trucy. This is why I never trust a translator. That wasn't it? Huh. We said we would hand it to Gavin. Already... That wasn't our evidence. Interesting. I clicked the wrong one by mistake? Let's try it again. Nope, okay. Okay, we're not getting anything here. We could show him scary photograph. Okay. Anything useful? I just can't think if it's not the earpiece. Maybe we have to discover that, like, it's his earpiece? Don't think we can have this in a police station. Alright, well, when all else fails, present the badge! Ah, shit. It didn't work. It literally didn't work. What the hell? Yeah, I think we're gonna have to, like, somehow prove the earpiece is his. That's what I'm thinking's gonna happen. Alright. Can we ask Grandmarie about the stunts? What's this? You would ask me for a miracle? Free of fee? And thy wish be granted. Thy will be done. Thy evidence evicted into the ether. No evicting, please. Are all magicians like this, I wonder? Alright. Oh, maybe we can ask him about it here. So I was wondering, that stunt in the middle of the song there. I didn't see a sun. What about La Mirror vanishing and reappearing? Oh, that? I guess I'm so used to seeing that happen I didn't even notice. So young to be so jaded. A simple sleight of hand. A petite prestidigitation. Prestidigitation. I think that's it. New words. A modicum of magic from me. To you. So that's why you were at the concert. Yes. I was there to watch my trick take it to the air. So you're the one who knows how it was done. Of course. I am like a deity. The stage is my domain. I suffer no mystery upon those flood-lit boards, not grasped tightly twixt my fingers. It is a potent primeval power I possess. Girl, you're giving me a headache. Well, do you think you could tell me how it's done? Hey, Trucy. That's like totally against the rules, Apollo. Not during a murder investigation, it's not. Nice lawn, where my illusions are mine alone, monsieur. Also what? Recall the terrible occurrence happened later. Well after my illusion entranced the audience. Oh. Don't even ask. I won't answer. Too bad for you, Apollo. Whose side are you on? I, Valiant Grandmarie, now make my leave, Miss Trucy. There's no need to rush, Uncle Valiant. You should stay a while. I'm afraid I cannot. I may not. I shall not. I have been asked to assist with an analysis, and so I shall slink back to the scene. So you'll be at the concert venue today? Correct. If you would call on me, come to the Coliseum. I'm not used to Coliseum being spelled with an I. Like, isn't it normally an E? See you later, crocodile. I don't know if that's the saying. With a whirl of his cloak and a wink of his eye, he turned and walked through the door. Normal style. Well, there you go, Apollo. Let's get cracking. Right. Talent Grandmarie. had a few more things to ask him. Foremost among them, that bit of magic that, like, made, Lamiror disappear. And how he knows Trucy and her real father. Gonna talk to Trucy? Alright, we've done it. Done that. Alright, I guess we head on back to the Colosseum. Alright, backstage, see where he's at. Alright, dressing rooms. Nope. The other dressing room. Wait, oh, I think I clicked that one for. Nope, I still don't think so. Maybe he's on the stage? Running out of other options. Okay, sick. There he is. In the wings. That song! Isn't that the one Lamiror was singing? Yeah, you're right. The Guitar Serenade. Wow, I'd love to do a show on a stage like this. I'd come to see that. The house is full and as one. The audience sighs with wonderment. I don't know if you normally sigh with wonderment. Is that the thing you do? There I am, singing my ballad, rose petals swirling through the air. Not bad. Wait, aren't you a magician? Oh, that's right. I was a magician, wasn't I? Some dedication. There he is. Aha! If it isn't Miss Trucy! And indeed it is. Uncle Valent! What exactly are you doing here? I take real responsibility in tasks undertaken. I am inspecting my equipment of illusion to make sure naught is amiss, miss. The Lamiror teleportation illusion. Ooh. Should anything go wrong, it would reflect poorly upon me and my troupe. As I went about my exacting exclamation, I happened to notice that piano. And I remembered that fair lady's melancholy melody. Hey, Apollo, maybe Uncle Valent can shed some light on the whole thing for us. Alright, that's a possibility. I was wondering about the show of the night of murder. Lamiror's vanishing act was your illusion, right? Indeed. The purple prosecutor petitioned my performance. At the climax of the song, he said make her disappear. Like a dream. Like a dream. Yet, what can I work with on the stage meant for musical endeavors? There are none of the conveniences of a stage built for sorceress acts. It was a challenging task, and so I accepted. Alright, we're gonna watch again, I suppose. She disappeared from the top of the tower. But in order to move, you would have had to use some sort of secret tunnel. Oh, I'm really slow through that. People come to me because I am a professional among professionals. My illusions are custom made for a time and place. Now, because of the murder, all eyes of the nation are on this concert. Not a bad timing, as far as the fortunes of Troop Gramarye are concerned. So you were here checking up on your trick to make sure it went well? And went well it did. Now, speaking of pianos, that piano over there troubles me. It troubles you, why? Why? Why do you ask? Why? Is there music on the piano that he was reading? Oh wait, no, we know that he can read music. That's not in English, that's in music. That's in treble and bass clef. I think it's probably quicker if I just go check it out myself. Alright, let's talk to him about Gramarye. I know what you're thinking in that head of yours. Gramarye, yes, you say. I recall seeing him on television. Something of that sort. Actually, yeah, you're right. Wow, he just read your mind, Apollo. Or everyone tells him that, and he made a good guess. It was 20 years ago. A young magician, a genius of his time, came down among us. His name? was Magnifi Grammary. It was he who began the great troop Grammary. In his prime, not a day passed when he did not play upon the screens of every TV there was. Do you have a vague memory of someone like that on TV? Yet, several years ago, that time came to an end. My troop pulled a vanishing act. Yes. Cries for magic no longer heard. The TV screens a barren waste, stripped of illusion. That's not true. I still went to all your shows. Like that one in the parking lot down at the supermarket, Trucy baby girl. When you start playing supermarket parking lots, you know you're in trouble. We hone our skills at these small venues, always awaiting our time. Yes, one day we will rise, up from obscurity, onto fame's shining stage once more. I do this not only for the magic that is Grammary, but for my partner. Your partner, you mean? Yes, Zach Grammary. Trucy's father. Before he disappeared 7 years ago, there was no name higher than Grammary in the show business circles. None. I will see us return to glory. I, Valiant Grammary. Dude, I'm gonna be doing so much shouting. Our founder, Magnifi Grammary. Was truly a genius, a worker of miracles. I'll never forget the one I saw when I was little. How he made the whole jumbo jet go, what happened to the jet again? Alright, apparently someone doesn't remember it as well as they thought. Of all the would-be magicians who came to his door, only Zack and I had the talent. In no time at all, Valent and Zack were the shining stars in the Grammary crown. Cool, huh? And Zack Grammary was my daddy. Now that Magnifi and Zack are gone, I have but one wish. Let it be I, Valiant Grammary, who brings the Grammary miracle back to the big stage. I'm rooting for you. Miss Trucy, you cannot grow up quick enough. I need your skill by my side. One skill, coming up. How did we manage to get off the topic of the case so quickly? Alright. Sounds good. Let's examine the piano. That's one big piano. I've never actually played one. You should get Mr. Wright to teach you sometime. No good, he can't play either. Kinda feel bad for the guy now. Maybe now's my big chance. Stand back. This could be the debut of a prodigy. Ew. Did you make that noise just now? Let me try it again. You know, I think something's stuck in the piano. Time to take a look under the hood. It's already open. Huh? Look! This was stuck between the strings. It looks like some kind of switch? I don't know, it looks like a old phone to me. Somebody must have thrown this into the piano. Can I check this bad boy out? What sort of info can I garner? The switch sitting here, tempting me to push it. Don't! You might blow up the whole Colosseum. Apollo, please. To think that every strange switch triggers a bomb. That kind of old-fashioned crime drama thinking doesn't cut it in our busy times. Alright. True CPI. Please enlighten me. What do you think this switch does? It looks like a lighter to me. Maybe it turns on the electric razor in Prosecutor Gavin's dressing room. A switch as big as a razor to turn on a razor? Alright. Can we just press it, pretty please? Alright. Doesn't have any label on it? Surely there's something to be garnered from this piece of equipment. I suppose not. Can I present it to Grammary? Words cannot express my shock and chagrin. All I can see before me is the stage, and me upon it. Nothing smaller, nothing less radiant catches my eye. True, you're getting on in years. Not much time left to make your mark, huh? Damn, trucy girlfriend. This is not how I was saying it. So he doesn't care about what I have to show him. I get the point. Alright. Did he have one of these? Alright, nope, he did not. Alright. Maybe I can talk to La Mirror about the thingy. Let's go back to Sage. Is she still here? Yeah, alright, let's see if she knows anything about the Switch. Do you think you could tell me about this? Oh, nope. She knows nada. Alright, what else do I have? I guess back to the detention center and we can show Machi the Switch thing? It's my next best guess. Alright. Detention center. Alright. I really thought it was gonna be the earpiece. Nope. What am I missing? Alright, back to the Coliseum. Don't think there's anything new I can get out here. Maybe there's something new I can talk to Grammary about. Alright, worth presenting some stuff. Nope. Keys? Nope. No shit about the autopsy report. I'm assuming she has nothing new to say about this. Can I ask you about this headset, La Mirror? You said that all the concert staff were wearing one. That's correct. You need them to communicate across such a large stage. Everyone on the staff had one, of course. Well, normally what you have in-ear during a concert, if you're the performer, is your own damn voice and music. So that way you can, you know when you're in tune, you know what's happening, yeah. And all of the band members too, I should think. The prosecutor Gavin and his lackeys had them on too, then. They're quite helpful, though limited. They only work within 30 feet or so. After all, they're only on for use on stage. And a stronger signal would interfere with the sound system. It should work with your sound system. What? Who's doing your in-ear mixing? Is it not the same board that is doing the crowd mixing? Their use of soundboards in this is simply delightful. That makes sense. You'd think someone would notice if they dropped their only communication lifeline. So why was someone lying here? Okay. Oh, what more can we do? I guess we can go back to the stage and present grammar, use some more nonsense. Anything new I can... Can we ask him about the piano? And he doesn't know what that thing is. Pardon me? I have no money if that's what you want. No, I was just... Never mind. The way he looked at that revolver. What was that? It's almost as if he had seen one before. And maybe wasn't too happy about it. Okay. Yep. Nothing here. Do I have to tell him that I'm a lawyer? The proof positive of your profession, yes? Yeah. Might I have a look? Is he gonna disappear it? Oh, what's this? It's gone. What'd you do with my attorney's badge? Don't be alarmed. Miss Drucy, take a look into your toppet, if you would. Ah, it's your badge, Apollo. What's it doing in there? That was amazing, wasn't it, Apollo? He called that pouch at her waist a toppet. That's some kind of magician speak. Can I... anything else in the room that I should know about? Still can't believe we found Machi and Mr. Latouche up there. Yeah, I used not to like high places. Now I hate them. It's not like it would have been nicer if we found a dead body closer to the ground. That's true enough. Though that reminds me, Daddy's bad with heights too. Huh, no kidding. He took me on a Ferris wheel ride a while ago, you know. Halfway through, his face turned all green and he mumbled, "Objection," over and over. Poor guy. What do you think that thing is doing there? Pouring things inside pianos can't be good for them. Not to mention you wouldn't be able to play whatever notes go with the strings it was on. But the piano was fine during the concert. That must mean it was thrown in here after Machi played. So maybe someone threw it here after the second set. Okay. Alright, yep. We heard that line of dialogue. We can go back to the guitar case. Now that's a big instrument case. That's a case for a contrabass. Okay, I think we've had this exact line of dialogue. Okay. What does the clicky boy do? What does the clicker do? Should we show the clicker to Machi? I'm a little stuck. Wait, does the clicker do something in one of the rooms? I'll check the dressing rooms one more time with that in our inventory. Gaviners. Nope. And then... okay, there we go. We have triggered something. Miss Snackoos. Oh. There's only one person I know who can munch with such venom. What are you doing here? Hello, Emma. You're looking as grumpy as ever. Oh, am I supposed to be happy? You give me the second degree in court, and Prosecutor Gavin makes me look like a fool. Oh, you're talking about the bloodstain Mr. Latouche left. My department chief had a field day with that one. Even a blind person could see that the shooter wasn't blind. Funny guy, huh? But that bloodstain helped uncover the biggest mystery of all. Now we know that Mr. Latouche is really with Interpol. We wouldn't have found that out without you. I suppose. Maybe that's why the chief gave me these after he was finished chewing me out. Said it was my reward. Are chocolate snackoos popular down in the precinct or something? I was hoping we could check out the crime scene again. Be my guess. You're not gonna find any clues in here. Though I did find something strange. Something strange? Well, do tell me. I met my embarrassment quota for the year, that's for sure. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? How? I mean, think about it. Now you don't have to be embarrassed about anything else all year. If only it worked that way. Just bugs me to think that that little kid outsmarted me. It makes him even more suspicious now that we know he can see. He could have seen the air duct, and he could have shot that revolver. That's not how it sounded in La Mirar's testimony. You mean her saying she heard Detective Darian's voice at the scene? That's right. Why can't we have a normal, straightforward killing once in a while in this country? I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Was that true when what you said in court today? You know, about the case. About how everything was happening according to those song lyrics? The guitar serenade, you mean? I found the link, you know. Oh, please don't replay the whole thing. Oh, cool. First, Prosecutor Gavin's heart-shaped keyring was stolen. Then Lamure flew through the air. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar caught fire. And in the end, a bullet took Mr. Latus's life. And he went into the sky with a guitar. Well, 30 feet up at least. It is kind of hard to chalk it up to coincidence. I know! And I found it. You think the same person did all this? Don't ask me, I didn't do it. Neither did I. I couldn't fit through that air vent anyway. What? You all think I did it? Sometimes I worry about that girl. Alright, the important shit. So what did you find? It's so little I must have passed it over yesterday. Found it under the sofa. Oh, what is it? Part of some device, I think. Haven't a clue what. The bits sticking out from the end look familiar, so I had it examined. Turns out it's an antenna. Ooh, like on a beetle? Like on a cell phone. This device must have been used in an electronic signal of sort. An electronic signal, you say? And I bet if I present to her the, our little button, we will figure out what it does. Do you think you could take a look at this? Small device. Looks like a transmitter. A transmitter? You press a switch here and it sends out a signal. No idea what it's for, though. A signal? You mean an electronic signal? What is it, Apollo? Say, Emma, you know what that strange object you said you found? Oh, this? Let me try pressing the switch. What did it do? It's on fire! Emma's device is on fire! What's the big idea? Well, now we know that this is an igniter. This part here must work like a lighter. Nearly lit me up, that's for sure. Hey, don't look at me like that. I didn't do it on purpose. I suppose. At least we're getting somewhere in this case, so that must have been what lit Clavier's guitar on fire. Hey, Apollo. Let's ask Emma more about the switch, now that she has some first-hand experience. Right, can I talk to her about it then? Excellent. What are you trying to do? Burn me alive? Come on, it was just a few sparks. Says you. You weren't the one holding it. There's enough sparks flying around here with just the two of you talking. Anyway, now that we know that this is a remote for an igniter, let me see that for a second. Well, this is definitely a little transmitter. The signal's weak. Probably only reaches 30 feet. A transmitter, huh? Okay. Incidentally, if you look at the cross-section diagram of the stage area, let's see, 30 feet from Lamiror's dressing room. That covers the backstage completely. It also looks like it would cover the stage. Kinda seems unlikely anyone would use this on stage. Alright. Guess I'd best be getting on with my investigation. We're off looking for more clues elsewhere then. I feel better just knowing what this thing is now. We'll have to look into igniters a bit more later. Good luck! I'd like to know a bit more about igniters myself. Alright. What can I look at here? I would like to look at my new toys. These little parts. It's pretty complex. I'm guessing this is where the fire comes out. Other than that, good thing machines run even if we don't know how they work. That's what Daddy always says. Not really a saying you want to go around repeating, Trucy. Alright. You got any additional info on this bad boy? Nothing interesting going on with the circuitry? Hang on. I saw you. Wait. What are you on about here? Tiny little part right here. Oh, no. Okay. It's the same thing. For whatever reason, let me go through the bottom on that one. Alright, I'm not seeing any additional info, I don't think. Unfortunate. Guess I'm not seeing anything in particular. Why am I getting the loading button on my... Okay, now it's gone. Okay. Huh. So you're saying the piano could have triggered from there, maybe? Alright. Let's move out and see if we get anything new. Alright, maybe see if Valent has anything to say about all this nonsense. Yep. Valent has nothing useful. Alright, sick. I guess back to Machi then? Or let's just... There's something new in La Mirora's dressing room. Let's check the Gaviners one more time. In case there's something new. Nope, I don't think so. Back out of here. Wait, I guess we could show her the igniter thing. I don't think so. Okay, not helpful. Phoenix, I could use some help. Oh, okay. That's exciting. Alright, new event. What? Come to laugh at the murderer? Darian? That old bag opens her pie hole and wham bam, my life goes down the chute. Thanks. They won't let me work while I'm a suspect. Well, Machi's a suspect and he's in jail, so I feel like he got the short end of the stick. Like, you're doing way better. Darian isn't in the best of moods, is he? Not many people are these days, it seems. It is a crime scene, not exactly the happiest place to hang out. Then Gavin had to go rub salt in the wound. My alibi's rock solid. Rock solid. Alright, well, you talk to him at least. So, about your alibi. You have to ask? The shooting happened right in the middle of the third set. That's right. The music was blaring when we heard those gunshots. And found Mr. Latouche dead. I've got 10,000 witnesses who saw me, too. Right there, on that stage. Your guitar playing or something else. Thanks, little lady. See? This whole thing's a sham. Can't believe they aren't letting me work. There's no need to yell at me. It's La Mirora's fault. She was the one who said she heard his voice at the moment of the crime. Man, I never even talked to that old windbag. How could she possibly identify me? They won't let you work? He won't let me work. Gavin says I gotta lie low till the suspicion is cleared. What suspicion? He can be such a stick in the mud. Mr. Gavin? A stick in the mud? He may look all flashy and showy, but he's straight as an arrow, man. Except when he's depressed. You hear him whining the other day? Oh, you mean the thing with the mixing board. with a very accurate mixing board that was not used for any mixing. I don't know, that wasn't giving depressed. That was giving, like, angry because you messed up his performance, you know? Over the top, maybe, but not depressed. He's just a perfectionist, is all. Not a bad guy, really. Well, I think the Gaviners are the best. I have all your albums. The band's fine, too. Gavin can write a good tune, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Prosecutor Gavin around much. Oh, him? He's down to the prosecutor's office, most likely. The prosecutor's office? Oh! I would never have guessed that would be a spot where I could find a prosecutor. Paulo, you're not helping me out here. The data on the victim should have come in from Interpol. Normally I'd be down there dealing with it. Normally. Apollo, let's go check it out. I've always wanted to see the prosecutor's office. You mean you never went with Uncle Miles? Maybe that's not such a bad idea. Right on. Say hi for me, okay? Oh, and screw you. Oh, I hate him. And Tilma went into that crime scene. I think you did it simply because I hate you. We'll be going now. Hey, wait. Yes? What do you really think happened? Really? You don't think I did it, right? Yes, I do, and I'll say it to your face. We are in an area with multiple witnesses. I'm happy to tell you that. Right, we can still a guy with some confidence. Just remember, I was ripping it up on stage when it happened. Okay, ripping. Do you think that's when he missed the note, was when he hit the button? Don't get led astray by some siren song, huh? Get this one wrong, and you'll be eating humble pie for a year. I'll bake it myself. Let's not talk to him anymore, alright? Detective Darian Crescend. It's one stone I'd leave unturned if I had a choice. I wonder if that's when he missed the note. Alright, how do I get to the prosecutor's office? Oh, right from here. Nice and easy. Alright. Is his desk just the... Okay. Yeah. Listen, I appreciate the dedication to sound systems. Unfortunately, I think it might vibrate enough that all your stuff will just fall off. So, this is it. The Gaviner's head office. It's not the band's office. It's the prosecutor's office. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking. What this creepy thing, object, whatever. Looks like Prosecutor Gavin is on the phone. Oh well, guess we'll have to come back. Or you can hide behind that bookshelf real quiet-like. That's eavesdropping. Why? We'll just be waiting. Quietly. So we didn't notice. If we heard something scandalous about the band, she'd make a good reporter for a gossip mag. What, a replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche. Latouche? Look, don't talk to me about these Borginians, okay? Just give me that report. Chop chop. And stop leaving mysterious objects in my office, okay? Huh. It's time like these when I start to miss Darian. Hmm? Hiya. Just thought we'd drop in. Hope you're not mad. How could I be? There's not enough tee-hee in the world in any case. Have a seat. Prosecutor Gavin, the philanthropist. Watch and learn, Apollo. So, who have you come to see? Clavier, lead vocalist for the Gaviners? Or Prosecutor Gavin, scourge of the courtroom? Well, don't you think highly of yourself. What do you think he means, Apollo? I think he's giving us a choice. You can either ask him about the concert or the case. Which way to go? I mean, I want to hear about the case. I feel like that's more relevant. That reminds me, did you see the paper today? Yes! I always read the TV section. Good girl. How about you, or forehead? I read the funnies. Then you will not have seen this. Concert of Tragedy. The prosecutor's deadly song. Ooh, is that a new show? Haven't heard of that one. It's not a show. It's an article. News, you know. Oh, does this have anything to do with the case? Since getting back from the trial, my phone has been ringing off the hook. How does it feel to take a man's life with a song? Have you ever hummed a man all the way to death row? Do you think you could sing for me over the phone? It is endless, endless! Thanks to the case you made today, of course. Oh, that was all Apollo's idea. Hey! Is that a newspaper over there, too? Oh yeah, the Borginian Daily Bugle. Go ahead, take a look. Thanks, but I can't read Borginian. Oh, that's right. Suffice it to say, this is a big news over there as well. Though they didn't go so far as to mention the lyrics to my song. Probably no one in Borginia could believe it. It's probably seen as just a theory at this point. A game theory. Rip Matt Pat. Alright, their journalist didn't see the need to mention it. That makes sense. I hardly know what to think of it myself. Alright, can I check that out? Lamirar's testimony probably will be in the evening edition, I'd imagine. Alright, let's see here. I would like to see that. No, I don't think it gives us much. Which is why I've had Darian step down from the investigation for now. Yeah, we ran into him moping in front of the Colosseum. Lamirar was my invited guest, so it is a rather delicate situation. You understand how much I want to solve this case. Quickly, if possible. I really love that song. It has such a great atmosphere to it. You co-wrote it with Lamiror, if I remember correctly. That's right. It was last year. I had gone to tour Borginia's legal system, as a matter of fact. And that's when you heard Lamiror's voice? It was at a small jazz club. I wept that night. I got everyone here such a drama queen. I knew I had to meet her, to talk with her. So I used my influence, which is not inconsiderable, to arrange a meeting. Wow, prosecutors really have a lot of clout. Think he means he's a rock star. I think he's sort of a special case, Trucy. Thankfully, she liked the work I did, and we wrote a song right there, backstage. Machi on piano, that dulcet voice, and myself guitar that I borrowed from Lamiror. And a music history was made. Probably not an experience your average lawyer would ever have. Like Apollo, say. It is a memory I hold dear. And the song we wrote that night was this. And that very guitar is right over there. Oh, the exploded one! You mean, this charred lump? Don't call it a lump! It's a piece of history! And it's only browned, not really charred. No matter. I shall never sing that song again. I wouldn't have used that guitar again either, even if I could have. What happened during that song anyway? Why did his guitar suddenly catch fire? I think we have the answer, Apollo. I think it's in our inventory. Do you think you could show it to us? Your slightly burnt guitar. I'm sure he doesn't mind. What more could happen to it? Nice. Oh, sorry. Oh. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I muted my I muted the mic for the little PNG, not for the sound. Oops. Noted. Wrong mic. Alright, that's all he has to talk to us about. Okay. Can I look at the guitar? That was an impressive bit of pyrotechnics that did this. That's the guitar from the concert, isn't it? I've seen this clip so many times. I thought it was one of the staff playing a gag on me. I never guessed that that wasn't the end of it. I had a specialist analyze the guitar, incidentally. Oh, did you find anything out? He didn't have a lot of time, so it's still unclear. The results he came up with were intriguing. Intriguing. How does that guitar tie into everything that went on? Sounds like something we should ask about. Alright. Let's talk to him about the guitar. It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like La Mirror. How did it end up here? She gave it to me. I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. So this guitar is from Borginia? That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in the air pressure and humidity ruined the wood. So we vacuum packed it in La Mirror's studio. I use a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. So you abused your power as a lawyer. They brought it right up to my office for me. Kinda sus, right? Pristine and untouched. See, prosecutors do have a lot of clout. I still think he's a special case. Such a valuable guitar. It's too bad it got burned. Alright, can I check this bad boy out? And what was it that you were saying earlier? Something about intriguing results from an examination of the guitar? That's right! What was that all about? Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front. It's called the sound hole. This must be a translation thing. They must have like a specific name for it in Japan. Oh, so that's what it's called. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. A broken device? And anything inside the guitar would change the sound. Because, like, you're using that empty space to create sound, because it looks like an acoustic guitar. So you would have just had to, like, mic it up for the concert if it was an electric guitar. Yes, in fact. That's why electric guitars don't have to be hollow, because they're putting out the electric signal instead. Alright, the examiner is busy with evidence for the case now, however. So he'll be checking this out once he's finished with everything else. Ah, that device looks strangely familiar. There were multiple. So I could probably present the fire thingy to him. Has to be one of these. What is it, Apollo? That device that was found in your guitar. Take a look at this. Why, that looks like the same thing. What is it? It's an igniter. Another one? It was at the crime scene, in La Mirror's dressing room. Detective Sky found it, actually. At the scene of the crime. What could that mean, I wonder? Right. Prosecutor Gavin, about this remote. Wait. Excuse me, did you say something? This remote control might be valuable ammunition for the trial tomorrow. It's too early to show my hand now, but the other igniter stuff wasn't? You would think someone with such a loud voice would speak more clearly, yeah? Huh, that's interesting. My apologies, but there's no way I'm going to talk detail about this case with you. If you want to get my attention, bring me something dramatic. I'm not here to get your attention, Gavin. I'm here to get your information. Alright, well, you probably wanted that. Oh, the earpiece, maybe. That looks like one of our tour shoe headsets. Why are you wearing it, Fraulein? I thought it'd be cool. I could pretend I was concert security and stuff. Actually, we found it at the venue and thought you might want it. Oh, no, please, you keep it. Goes well with your cape, Fraulein. You think? She does look like she belongs on stage, that's for sure. You can't tell us about whose it is, though. Nope, nothing there. I assume he doesn't have anything to say about that. Okay. And all of these he has already had access to. He's not going to tell us anything new, I don't think. Yep, that's probably true. Nope. Ah. Right, maybe... What else? Can I examine more of his room? What's wrong, Apollo? You look confused. I was just wondering where the work chair in this office was. You're looking at my favorite chair right now. That's a massage chair, isn't it? That is an ergonomic... I love the ones with the vibrating rollers on your back. Those feel great. Did I say something wrong? No, I merely realized the futility of an explanation. Wow, look at that stereo! To me, a life without music is inconceivable. I never turn down the volume, even when I'm working on a case. That's such a huge speaker. It must be really loud. This room is completely soundproof, of course. Really? At my place, I can hear when the neighbors turn their VCR on to record something. Maybe you can get Mr. Wright to talk to them to work something out. Lately, we've been getting complaints about Apollo's voice training. Maybe I'll go have a word with Mr. Wright, too. Who the complaints been from, right? Alright, I can't see much else that would be useful in here. Anything new at the detention center? Nope. Damn. You'd think he was... Nope. Trying to prove that he can speak English. But it's not going too hot. Right, does La Mirror have anything new? Okay, there we go. Triggering new events. We love to see it. This place is deserted. I wonder where La Mirror went off to. Sure, she's okay on her own. She seems resourceful. I guess, but I can't help but worry about her a little. Okay, anything new in here? No. Anything new in here? Oh wait, I can tell her about Gavin's stuff. I have a feeling no. Yep, her rate of chewing is increasing. Better back off before it's too late. Yep, I have a feeling not that either. Yep. Yeah, come on, girlfriend. This should interest you. What? You aren't trying to burn me again, are you? Sent you to get me. Who? Not to get you, promise. Promise? No promise is good enough with you still carrying that weapon around. Try burning me again with that trigger of yours, and I'll throw you 100 bags worth of snack booze at you. Never seen someone munch so furiously. Better stare clear. Nope. I don't think she can look at much. No, I can't imagine there's much else for her to look at. Maybe the videotape? Nope. You are not much help, Emma. Unless there's something new in here that I can examine. You know, I mean, we haven't seen it since the body's been gone. Carpets been torn up here. That's the part we did the luminol testing on in court. Lunimol? What's lunimol? It's luminol. Get it right. Almost kind of scary when it comes to science. Best learn the word and not incite her wrath again. Alright. Yeah, I don't think there's much new here for us. Let's look at the stage then. Nope, nothing new there. Right. Yep, okay. It not his fire toy then. Okay. Doesn't care about the new stuff either. Any chance you care about the newspaper? What can we show? Where else are we supposed to go? Can we talk to Darian again? Nope, I don't think he's out here. Don't think there's anything new at the detention center. What do you have to say, Trucy? Yep. Yep, I figured. Alright, I might need a help with this one because I feel like I've done everything. Gotta be another, like, trash can situation. Let me just take a little look-see. So what are we on? Case 3? Hollow Justice. Case 3. Walkthrough. Ugh. Unless anybody wants to help me out here. Right. There we go. I don't need a full list of all the characters. Actually, that would be... Alright, investigation. We already did the investigation. Dang, it's not letting me skip through this quickly. Still making me scroll through the investigation bit by bit. Right, now I'm on day 2 trial, but I already did that. I've managed to do that all by myself. Please and thank you. Alright. Done that. Okay. We've talked to the Valet on stage. We've talked to Emma about the Switch. Forum diagram, we got that. Okay, and we talked to Darian. And we've talked to Clavier. Alright, we present the igniter. Yada yada. Examine the jar on the stand. Oh, because Clavier was talking about something weird he got. Okay. We can move back to Gavin's office. Right. Alright, they said there was something weird on the stand. Is that what they're talking about right there? Okay, nope, that's not that. They're still going on about work chair. Oh, it's this. Okay. What's that on the plate there? Is that gum? Gum? Maybe he was chewing it when the phone rang. So he put it on the plate for later consumption. Think a rock star could afford a fresh stick. Don't jump to any conclusions now. That's no chewing gum. Take a closer look. Although I really shouldn't be offering now, should I? What is that? Looks like a lump of plastic. Does it have fingerprints on it? Wait, that phone call. Alright, yeah, that's what we heard earlier. Alright, Prosecutor Gavin, does this have something to do with Mr. Latouche? Wait a second. You were listening to my phone call, weren't you? Who, us? I tried to stop him, really, but he forced me to. You were the one digging for a scandal, Miss Reporter. Tell the truth, I'm not even sure what it is. But apparently it's a model of something undercover agent Mr. Latouche was after. This lump? Would you mind telling us what you do know about it? Right. That's another line of dialogue, hopefully. This was found in Mr. Latouche's bag. It's apparently a replica of something. A replica? It's a small lump about 1.5 inches long. We analyzed it, but there's not much to say other than it's a lump of plastic. Perhaps it was to be used in the identification of whatever it is a replica of. You mean, whatever Mr. Latouche was after? That seems to be the most logical explanation. Well, what is it? Don't ask me, Fraulein. Oh? If you don't want to tell us, you could just say so. I put in a request to Interpol via my contacts in Borginia, but apparently there's a block on information somewhere along the train. Oh? Something Interpol doesn't want to tell Borginia. Something about this little piece of plastic. Mr. Latouche went through all that trouble just to become La Mirar's manager. Just to come to this country to find out more about this lump. And he died for it. Alright, let me look at it. Let me do it. Are these fingerprints? I like to dust for fingerprints. Oh! What's that say? Sample, okay. Sample, huh? Think they put a big enough label on it? Maybe it's to keep people from eating it by mistake. Yes, they might think it was an otherwise tasty white lump of plastic. Maybe it's the manufacturer. Sample toys. When you can't afford the real thing. Trucy, You're fantastic. I see why Phoenix kept you around. Sounds like a company Mr. Wright would like. There's no, like, fingerprint on it? Interesting. Alright, we've sent somebody to fetch La Mirar. Perhaps she knows something about it, being a Borginian. I believe that covers everything I'm at liberty to talk about. Oh. Thanks for dropping by, her forehead. Thanks? Why, you gave me so much information. That igniter, for instance. Oh, that. I've never met an attorney so forthcoming with the prosecution. It's a big help. You should all be working on a level playing field. You should all have all the same information. Because, like, I know ultimately it's a lawyer's job to get their client declared not guilty, but, like, ultimately the goal of the court system is to reveal the truth of the situation. Obstruction of justice. Perhaps you're just a tad naive, Guess I could have hit it. Somehow, showing it felt like the right thing. Could say the same to you, Prosecutor Gavin. Thanks for the information about the strange lump of plastic. The woman that Mr. Latouche was investigating. Hey, that's right. Been thinking her forehead. We encounter many incidents in our lives, all of us. Not all of them simple. Especially not the ones where people are killing to song lyrics. That is why I try to at least remain simple inside. I keep a simple goal. To discover the truth. That's why I like to keep relations civil. Yeah? That is all. I can live with that. Alright, now kiss. Happy Pride Month. Smooshin' lawyers. Mr. Prosecutor? Crowley? Can I ask why you sing in a band? Huh. Because I want women to turn and look when I walk down the street? I mean, that's definitely one reason to do things. Honestly, a pretty damn good one, if you ask me. That's pretty simple, too. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Another time, perhaps. I mean, you can also do that by just being attractive. You don't need to do all the extra work. Alright, I don't think I have anything new for the detention center. Okay, there we go. This was the right option. Oh, it's you. You came at a good time. There's no music playing. This is kind of suspicious. Hello, Emma, what's up? Either of you know where La Mirror is? Well, I saw her in the backstage hallway a while ago. Yeah, it's strange. What's strange? Can't find her anywhere. I was supposed to bring her to the prosecutor's office. La Mirror's missing? It's hard to imagine her wandering off somewhere on her own. Being that she's blind and all. Yeah, we'll help you look for her. Great, thanks. Okay, I guess we're gonna go searching. I wonder... Wait, I bet that she's at the detention center. I bet correctly. Everyone clap for me. Looks like Machi's in questioning. The police must have a Borginian interpreter. That's not fair. Wish we could talk to him. Guess we'll just have to come back later if we want to see him. Guess so. Damn, I was wrong. Alright. Nothing new here. Oh, and Gavin's not even here. Back to the Coliseum. Back to inside, I guess. Nope. Right. Meticulously going through the dressing rooms. Nope. Let's try the stage then. Okay, interesting. Huh? The stage is pitch dark. The power breaker must be off for this section. Great. I'll go get someone. Yipes. It was really dark out there. Dark. That's all La Mirror has when you think about it. What would it be like to live in a world of darkness? I don't know, I feel like it wouldn't be too bad once you got used to it, you know? Hey, Apollo. What? Doesn't something about the stage seem different to you? I don't know, you're standing in front of it. Like, something's changed? Changed? Can't put my finger on it, but it's bugging me. Oh, it's bugging me too. What is she talking about? Honestly, I couldn't tell. Platform's not back up, is it? Really don't know. Still can't... Yeah, no, we've been through that line of dialogue, yada yada. I don't need to hear about right puking on the Ferris wheel. I really don't. Was the case closed? Hey, that case! Wasn't that open before? I guess someone closed it? Wait, look! Where the case closes. Something's sticking out. That doesn't look like an instrument. You don't think it's... Let's open it, Apollo. Huh. I would really struggle to fit in a string-based case. I don't know, maybe she's really skinny? I don't know. Emma! We have to get Emma! Lamiror was taken directly to the hospital. Emma ran around, barking orders, making phone calls. Brucey just clung to my arm and cried. You shouldn't do that when you found a literal dead body. Me, I was still in shock. 2 bodies in 2 days is too many. Oh, she is dead. Okay. Oh, she isn't? Okay. Emma, how's Lamiror? Is she okay? We owe you a big thanks. That's for sure. So she's okay? Yes. Okay, so she's not dead. She came to a short while ago. You found her before it was too late. That's good to hear. So what happened? Someone attacked her. She was struck in the forehead. By who? We don't know. But they hit her on the forehead, right? That's right in front of her. We've been over this, Trucy. How could she not... Oh. Right. Would you like to see her now? Is that alright? She wants to thank you for saving her life. How about she stays in the bed if she was almost dead? I think that would be a better idea. Hospital beds sound like a good idea. Let me roar. Ah, Mr. Attorney. You are the one who found me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just glad you're okay. Tell me what happened. Alright, attacked with an exclamation point. It was after I spoke with you in front of the dressing room. I sensed someone approaching. I thought it might be someone to see me, but they said nothing. When I went to return to my dressing room... You were hit? I knew that very moment. I knew. The assailant was trying to kill me. Oof. Well, they didn't do a very good job, did they? It was lucky for me that the first blow did not knock me out. I turned and ran for the stage. Someone was chasing me. I could hear footsteps. Yet I reached the stage first. Why the stage? I had overheard maintenance people talking. The power to the stage area was off, they said, for electrical work. Ah. Darkness is my ally. There was a contraband case near the stage. That was where I hid. So the assailant couldn't see you. Once in the case, I'm afraid I passed out. Wow, that sounds like a really close call. Do you have any idea who it might have been? Unfortunately, no. Whoever it was, they said not a word. No, because if she passed out for a considerable amount of time from a blow to the head, that indicates serious head trauma. Hopefully they did all their CT scans. Alright, unfortunately, no. Whoever it was, they said not a word. Too bad. Yet when I consider that I was struck high on the forehead, I must conclude that whoever hit me was taller than I am. Good point. She's sharp. And you're much taller than I am. You're about as tall as Apollo. I kind of picture Apollo as about your height, Trucy. So that means it was likely an adult and probably a man. Could it be him? Who is him? That's every adult man we've talked to other than Apollo himself. But why would anyone attack you, Labrador? Flavier's an adult man. Phoenix is an adult man. Darian's an adult man. I guess he's going after Darian. The judge is an adult man. The detective asked me this too. And to her I gave the same answer I give you. I do not know. Oh god, my stomach is rough. I feel like I cannot eat like any solid food on my period or I am in misery. But unfortunately, like, I've been on a liquid diet before, and it sucks even worse than an upset stomach. So, like, you have to weigh your options. Because if only liquid comes in, guess what comes out? Don't miss it. Alright, does she have any- I assume she doesn't have any more dialogue options. Surely I could present her something. Oh, this bad boy. Ah, La Maror, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you know what this is? This is what? Mr. Latouche was carrying it. It's a replica of the thing he was after. He was after? You know, in his secret identity. As an undercover agent. So that's what he was doing. You mean you know what? Yeah, I know, of course. This must be a Borginian cocoon. Or rather, a convincing replica thereof. Why haven't I heard of a Borginian cocoon before? Why would he be carrying this around? Was it some kind of souvenir? I wonder. Can I talk to you about it? Well, they call it a Borginian. They call it Borginian. Must only be found in Borginia. For certain, all in Borginia know of these. It's a cocoon. So do you get silk from it? I do not know the details, I'm sorry to say. Thought you said all in Borginia knew of these. There's one fact I do know about the cocoon, though. Something all in Borginia know. And what's that? The cocoons. They are not to be taken out of the country. Someone does, and is caught. They will be put to death. Huh, interesting. Why? I do not know. Yet if Interpol is involved, I'm sure there is a good reason. But this is just a piece of plastic. He was carrying a replica, but looking for the real deal. That's my best guess. So that's what he was up to. Tracking down a Borginian cocoon smuggling. Guys, I'm gonna run off real quick. I'm gonna do a bathroom run. My stomach is yelling at me. I'll be back and hopefully quickly. Here, I'll just leave that play for a minute. Fear not, I have been resurrected. Though potentially only temporarily, so we'll finish this chapter and see where that leaves us. There we go, back to the game. Let's ask Girly Pop about her smuggling. It seems I was marked. You were doing the smuggling? Marked. Life changed for me with the popularity of my songs. I began to travel around the world. Ah, so you could have brought those Borginio cocoons with you. On my trips, yes. That was probably the suspicion. And Mr. Latouche was placed as an undercover agent to look into it. Borginia is a small, sheltered country. Not many of our people venture into the world outside. So is that why they suspected you? But Mr. Latouche wasn't a Borginian, was he? He was an Interpol agent, which means... What, Apollo? Well, there must have been some reason other countries didn't want the Catoons out. Something scary enough to get Interpol involved. Interesting. Like what? How could such a tiny ball of thread cause such a commotion? Cocoon smuggling. And Mr. Latouche and Lamir are marked. I mean, why do you assume it's her and not Machi? It couldn't be her. Huh? There's one other person I need to talk to. Okay, so Apollo's also thinking about that. Thank you for talking to us, Lamirar. It was the least I could do. Actually, I have another request. If it is within my power, I need an interpreter. Someone who speaks Borginian. Ridiculous that you're not provided that. Like, I'd hate to be stuck in Japanifornia and not be provided an interpreter. Apollo? Would you come with us if you're well enough? Surely she is not. She is, at the very least, concussed. I see, yes, of course. I shall accompany you. Where are we going? Who would we need an interpreter for that only speaks Borginian? I need you to use your brain, Trucy doll. Please, I beg of you. Come on, Trucy. We're about to get to the bottom of this. Let's switch my chair in. I can't hear this too bad. Right, there we go. Chair scooched. Hang on, the table's crooked. Must have pushed it out too fast when I got up. Let me just mute so you don't have to hear the squeaking. Okay. I have fixed it. Because my table is not up against the wall. Because I need to get behind it to get to other things. Terrible setup, I know. I'm literally in the middle of a room. What was I doing? Oh, video game. I know what I'm doing. I got this all figured out. Machi, we came to talk to you about the case. Machi. Could you interpret for us, Lemiror? Yes. Machi, I'd like to talk to you about when we first met. When we still thought you were blind. Now we know the truth. You can see, right? I was completely fooled myself. Machi? Isn't there another secret you're hiding from us? Wait, Mr. Attorney. What do you mean by secret? He reacted that before Lamirar translated. What do I mean by secret? Well, I think we're using the replica, right? If I'm not mistaken, you know something about this, don't you? Or are we to assume that Lamirar is translating and we just don't need to see every line of gibberish? Hey, you got a reaction. A big one. Machi, you didn't. Trucy and I are trained to see people's uncertainty. Not that we would have needed any training to see that one. Mr. Attorney, please tell me what all this is about. Lamirar, please interpret. Very well. I know you know something about this by your reaction. If you won't tell me, I might have to give it to the prosecution. And have them look into it. He asks you to wait. Do not be so hasty. Machi? Do you know everything? Yes, everything. Well, sort of. Have him tell us about it. Very well. What is this cocoon anyway? The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure. A cure? It must cure some disease. It's a... Don't make me read this shit. You cannot be serious. Are you for real right now? Like, for real? It's a cure for incuritis. A cure for incuritis? Don't make me say it again, goddammit. Alright. But if it's a cure, why keep it in Borginia like that? Just think of all the lives they could save by sharing this medicine. We don't even know that this disease is, like, deadly. It could be like the flu. You get over it. I do not understand the reasons myself. Okay, well, at least we know what it is. And Mr. Latouche was after cocoon smugglers. Wait, was Machi... Machi weren't. He couldn't be a smuggler. He's so little. Well, you're only 15, and you're sort of a magician, aren't you? Well, that's true. I am sort of a magician. She said sort of. Photo of a copy of that security camera tape. I doubt it has, audio on it, unfortunately. Well, Machi? Are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. First he plays blind, now he plays dumb. I wonder. Do you think he brought a cocoon here to sell it to someone? If Machi really did bring one into the country, is he planning on making a deal for its sale? Oh, only one? Smugglers tend to bring a whole lot. I can't go home. Can't go home. I can't go home to Borginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon for Borginia is death. That's right, it's punishable by death. But the punishment here for murder is also death, so, like, take your pick, bud. About the case? What about the case? He wants to tell us about Mr. Latouche's death? This meeting's over. What? Well, that's kinda sus, Darian. What do you mean? Visiting hours aren't over yet. There's a call for Machi from the Borginian embassy. This meeting's over. Sorry. I don't think you're actually sorry. Just call them 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy, we're leaving. Darian, wait! I never liked you. Either of you. Darn, we were so close. He was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo. He didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say. Apollo! And there can only be one reason why. Why is everyone ignoring me? Oh, sorry. This is it. I know who I'm after now. It all happens tomorrow. In court. I don't know, we can start the court case at least, right? I think this one only has one more court case, right? Because it's normally only the last case that goes 3 days. Alright. Yeah, let's check this out. Alright, 9:49 a.m. I don't get up that early. Well, this is it. Today's the day it all goes down. And then there was yesterday. Please don't show me a recap this second. I actually don't need a recap right now. I would appreciate it. So close. Yada yada yada. And I think I know why. Time to bring down a little justice so you admit you are short. Bang. What was that? I bet I know who this is. He is heard, but unseen. Who's that talking? Yep. Valiant Gramarye. Using the door like an average muggle? No, we don't like Harry Potter anymore. Apollo, didn't you hear? Didn't your 2007-ness hear? You aren't the witness today, are you, Uncle Valiant? A preposterous proposition. How could I stand upon the stand? Why, my secrets would be free for the plucking. I might even have to sign autographs. That is why I intend to remain hidden for the entire day. Ooh, with vanishing magic? Indeed! I will jump upon an express train and express myself to the next town over. I mean, that's my kind of vanishing magic. But before I go, a word of warning. Warning? What? A Grand Gramarye glamour resides at the root of all that has happened. Do not forget this truth. A glamour? A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion. Miss Trucy, though it pains me to part so. You've left her for 7 years and haven't stopped in her life. Like, it can't pain you that much. I need to get in line for a ticket. Farewell! And there he goes. He sure seemed happy about that illusion thing. Oh, fake illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. Ooh, I love bread and butter. You can't pull off a show without one. The big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Usually it involves cutting up things or the Eiffel Tower, anything really. So he was talking about what we saw at the concert. Lamoureux's disappearing act. And Prosecutor Gavin's exploding guitar. I wonder what he meant by it being at the root of all that has happened. Well, it's about time. Shall we go? Excuse me, sir. Eh? The scheduled starting time for the trial has been changed. The trial will not be commencing until 10:30 a.m. Sorry for the inconvenience. Did something happen? This is a first. It was by the judge's request, some urgent personal business. Right, I bet he stayed up too late last night watching courtroom dramas. Wait, he made a big deal last case about somebody's kid being sick. Is that oh god, the incuritis? Apparently he's visiting the hospital again. The hospital? I believe it was mentioned that the Chief Justice's son is unwell. Apparently his condition has worsened considerably this morning. The Chief Justice's son? Oh, that's right. Remember yesterday morning? The judge said he had to go visit him after the trial. There's an article about it in the newspaper. If you care to read about it yourself. Is it gonna say he has goddamn incuritis? Oh my god. I hate this. I think I think that I'm simply going to explode everyone with my mind. I think that's what's gonna happen. I'll let you read that article for us, Apollo. Just leave the TV guide page to me. Try not to lose the page of the funnies if you can. Glad to know you guys got your priorities in line. Alright. Here, let me check it out then. It's just article of the Chief Justice's son who is afflicted with incuritis. Is that all we need to see? Okay. My apologies for the delay. Court is now in session for the trial of... How do you say his name again? Machi Tabaye. Our suspect fortissimo. Right. It's his trial in any case. The defense is prepared, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready to rock. Is something wrong, Your Honor? No, well, yes. It's just, I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. Pains me to... I guess when I was saying the other day, like, is that Lana or is that Edgeworth? That's the Chief Prosecutor, not the Chief Justice. That's different. Pains me to see him going through such a difficult time. Incuratus, was it? That article said there's no known cure. There's no known cure to incuratus? Who woulda thunk? I'm losing brain cells. I'm losing them so rapidly. For a judge, let me say, with all honesty, I feel your pain. But now is not the time for tears. Now is the time for law. A synonym for tears, for all who know it. Indeed. We left off at quite the juncture yesterday. I asked Interpol about that number. The agent registered under this number was Romain Latouche. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescend. It's a great help. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Wait! That voice just now. It was him. I'm sure of it. It was him. That voice I heard, talking to Mr. Latouche. When I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darian. No way, bro! Quite a sensational ending. Who would have thought Darian would guest star in the season cliffhanger? As a suspect. I asked the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings. Darian Crescend is a member of my band, the Governors. He is also a detective, making the current charges serious indeed. Yet, after investigation, I have found no causes to alter our case, or file new charges. And your reason is? Weren't you aware, Her Forehead? He has an impeccable alibi. An alibi? Let us review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. The Governors ripped up the stage during the first set. For the second set, our guest took center stage. The only performers appearing were myself, La Mirror, and Machi, along with a drummer and bassist, for a total of 5. The shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the third set. La Mirror and the defendant, Machi Dabaye, had left the stage at that point, and the Governors were already rocking. This is when 2 shots rang out at the scene of the crime. Shots heard by Detective Emma Skye, mind you. And Apollo! You heard them too, right? I sure did. Furthermore, La Mirror herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Well, perhaps I should say she heard the moment of the crime, when she claims to have heard Mr. Latouche and Detective Crescend talking. That's impossible! Detective Crescend was. Precisely. Detective Crescend was on stage, getting his groove on no less. Voila. A perfect alibi. Does the defense have anything to add to this? It's true, when I heard those gunshots, he must have been on stage. Still, there's something here that doesn't quite add up. It appears the defense has no objections. I believe we can safely say that Darian Crescend's alibi has been acknowledged. Which means that La Mirror was sadly mistaken. Her testimony cannot be true. Very well. Of course, if we disregard her testimony, then I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. If indeed there are no objections, Apollo! Do the objections! But Prosecutor Gavin's case is airtight. La Mirror might have been lying to protect Machi. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, what about yesterday in the detention center? Alright, we just heard this. Darian? Machi was trying to tell us something, I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is to ask him. Under oath. Why wouldn't he lie under oath? There's no reason not to. Nobody else stops from lying under oath in these games. Very well, the court finds the defendant, what was his name again? Your Honor! No, that wasn't, something like Marquis or Mr. Justice? Your Honor, before you declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness. Exactly who else do you need to hear from? Witness who, until now, has not been given the chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak English. You don't mean... I do. The defense calls defendant Machi Tabaye to the stand. What? But he doesn't speak English. We'll use an interpreter. Really? Really? God, the state of the judicial system. Interpreter? I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases, such as, I love you, and where's the toilet? No, we can't have you translating because you would translate it in your favor. The defense would like to request La Mirror as the interpreter. La Mirror? But there's a possibility she's protecting the defendant. But she'd be interpreting for the defendant. Why would she lie? This is most unusual. Oh, her forehead. Her judge! The prosecution agrees with the defense's request. If La Mirror lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of the language should be enough for that. Well, if both prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for refusal. Finally, some progress. Bailiff, please show the defendant and La Mirror to the witness stand. Suppose there is a first time for everything. Shall we proceed? Your first time using an interpreter in a court of law? God almighty. Your name to begin with. If you would, La Mirror. Yes. He says Machi Tabaye, the defendant. This is the first... You're kidding. You too? You're kidding! Oh my god, I'm losing all faith in... I guess it's not humanity. I guess losing all faith in, Tootie lawyers. Not that we really need interpretation of that message in particular. So far, so good. Very well, Mr. Justice, if you would. I would... What? Ask the question! What would you have him testify about? What do I want him to testify about? Ugh. I haven't thought that far yet. Bro. God, I definitely don't want you for my lawyer. Apollo! Aren't you going to ask him what he was about to tell you just yesterday? How can I if I don't know what he was saying? Excuse me a moment, if I might speak? Yes, La Mirror? Just now, Machi said there's something about which he wishes to testify. Machi wants to testify about something? What could it be? What sort of testimony is he talking about? One moment. Oh, the suspense is killing me. What? 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 Well, La Mirror? According to Machi, he has proof of his innocence. What? What are his lacy little boots there? Victory, Apollo! We did it! This is sounding too good to believe. And I know what that usually means. Well, if that's true, then this is a vital testimony. La Mirror, Machi, please testify to the court. Very well. He says, the word of Mr. Latooth's death came as a great shock. But if the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, I, that is he, could not have done it. He says that is because the lyrics are in English. He doesn't understand them. I see. He wouldn't have understood the English lyrics to the song. That would prevent him from following them so closely. I wondered what he meant by proof. I mean, you would only have to ask La Mirar to know the meaning of that song. La Mirar. Did you ever explain the lyrics of that song to him? I did tell him generally what the song was about, but never in so much detail, and he never asked. Has my oft-repeated warning already fled that forehead? La Mirar might be protecting the witness. And Latouche might have told him too. Well, anyway, let us proceed with the cross-examination, because he was acting as interpreter for both of them, I can only assume. Mr. Justice, if you would. Yes, Your Honor. Something's hidden in that testimony, I know it. I'll just have to trust my bracelet. Alright, baby. Let's see how this goes. Am I looking for him moving or her moving? He has not moved a pixel. Alright, I believe he is true, Trucy, I do. What's wrong, Apollo? You got a tummy ache or something? Something's hidden in that testimony. If it's the truth, I'll find it. Alright, oh, we can see his eyes behind that. The fact that his eyes have so much detail makes me think that there's gonna be something with them. Can we see his hands? Seems to be another thing. Nope. That's probably gonna be his eyes. Alright, not that one. Let's try through again. There's no way to... Okay, well this is the only other thing that we can really test. Because of the lyrics... Alright, that was the only pixel we saw anything else. Machi? You can't fool my eyes. Yes, he can. His sunglasses are pitch black. You glanced toward her at the very moment La Mirar said the word English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that. He understands me. Machi, tell the truth. You can understand English, can't you? What are you saying? Of course he can't. Must he continue the charade? Mr. Justice, Machi says this. I know the word English. Before coming to the country, he heard me speaking English. He learned the name for this language, that is all. Give me a break. I mean, that is definitely possible that he knows a handful of words. Is that such an unusual word to understand? Do you not know Espanol, for instance? Well, yeah, but... I am sorry, but he truly does not understand your language. Well, then explain this. How does he know the crime followed the lyrics? Have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? It is simple. So simple it hardly requires an explanation. He read about it in the newspaper. And the Borginian newspaper does not have that info. Newspaper? The Borginian Daily Bugle. You can buy it in this country these days, you know. They've already begun to report about this case in our homeland. That's right. What's wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes, they are quite fierce all of a sudden. Machi is lying. Maybe it's time to show them proof that he's lying. Surely he could have picked up a couple details about the case. Not the Borginian one? Alright. I have here a Borginian newspaper. The Borginian Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. Indeed. There is a feature article about the case. Could you read this for me, Machi? That's right. It doesn't mention the lyrics. What? What's this all about? I'm sorry, Machi. You couldn't have read the lyrics in a Borginian newspaper. Let's see. He couldn't have just overheard? Nobody translated anything for him this entire time about his own court proceedings? But I don't see how it's possible. I know. He must have heard the lyrics and the police were doing their questioning. Yes. Not possible. The subject of the lyrics is not brought up in police questioning. I read the full report myself. So the lyrics weren't in the newspaper and the police didn't mention them. How did the police question him if they didn't have an interpreter? Lord Almighty. The only place you could have heard them was in this courtroom. In English, no less. The witness will explain himself. Machi says, yeah? It is true I read the newspaper. But that is not where I learned of the lyrics. I was mistaken. Now I remember. You remember? He says he heard the lyrics from me. What? Is this true, Lemuroir? Yes, I'm afraid I had forgotten it myself. And it looks like Herr Forehead's been jumping to conclusions again. It seems so, yes. No! I was on to something, I know it! I can't let this chance slip away. Time is an issue today, Mr. Justice. Are you finished with the cross-examination? What are you gonna do, Apollo? I'm going to keep cross-examining. I better have an angle of attack. Or else. My bracelet's still reacting. Your Honor, please allow me to continue. If you must, you must. Very well, witness. I understand. It was I who explained the crime followed the song. Alright, okay. It was just that one added bit. Okay. So, one added line of dialogue. Alright, let's try it. I'm not getting anything from his eyes. Are his hands moving? Is he messing with his hair? Hair's quite... Can you see his hands here? Can I wait, can I look at Lemuroir? Okay. Okay, I can look at her. She might be lying. Alright, well, the only thing that's moving is her mouth. Let's try that one more time. But her mouth is barely moving there, so I'm guessing it's that. Alright. Okay, figured it out. We've done it. Lemuroir. I'm currently cross-examining Machi. Why should you be uncertain? Me? Uncertain? Yeah, you swallowed the very moment you told the court. It was I who explained. I see there's little point trying to hide anything from you. Lemuroir, are you indeed protecting someone? That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe it myself. Then allow me to answer for you. Lemuroir, you're protecting... Oh, I assume Machi. Lemuroir, you're protecting Machi. That's why you lied and told us that you had explained how the crime followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help. It's not the way. Machi, I believe you didn't do it, really. I trust you. But you've lied to us twice. And now you have Lemuroir lying on your behalf. If this is going to work, you have to trust me too. Your two lies cover a simple truth. You understand English. You have to. Ugh. Okay. Not an easy witness to work with. Witness, is it true? Do you understand English? Yes, a little only. What is with his silly little shoes and whatnot? First he could see, now he can talk. And you did not know about this, La Mirar? No, I did not. It is quite a surprise. How many secrets is this witness hiding? This is last. Machi, could you tell us what really happened? No shooting. I did no shooting. So you were not in the dressing room when I heard those two gunshots, correct? Apparently the answer to that question isn't simple either. I was in dressing room, side desk. Manager, he on floor. Which could be after the shooting, right? Then there's voice. Voice? Or voices? Was it you and Emma, Apollo? So when Machi went into the dressing room, Mr. Latouche had already been shot. And then we came to the door. Panel eye up, I take off, run away. So it was you who escaped through the air vent. As the prosecution has held all along, no less. The defendant has admitted to being at the scene. Might we take this as a confession? No, he's clearly denied that he did it. I know shooting. Manager on floor, already on floor. The victim had already been shot, you say? I find that hard to believe. The defendant understood the song lyrics. He was at the scene of the crime. This can only mean one thing. He is the shooter. Does the defendant have anything to say to this? He's clammed up, Apollo. Then let's ask Mr. Justice. He still needs an interpreter if he doesn't know enough English. Will you require any further testimony from the witness? That it? Nothing else I can do to get him to testify about? Wait. No, of course there is. Alright, get him talking about the cocoon. The silk is a potent cure. A cure? Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. The cocoon has to have something to do with this. Machi, please tell us the truth, for your own sake. No. No more speak. Not to any of you. So much for your precious truth, her forehead. Hey, you were the one who didn't believe him. Regardless, this brings us to an impasse. This does seem that the defense and the defendant are at odds. I doubt that we are likely to learn anything more of value should this continue. I see no other course but declare a 5-minute recess. The defense will work things out with the defendant so that we might proceed. Alright, sounds like a good plan to me. Taking a sippy of my drink. Defendant lobby number 2. Apollo Eustace. That's Justice. Better learn how to say it if you want to get some. But if you don't have the J sound, then it's going to be really hard for him to learn. Belief. I know shooting. Machi claims Mr. Latouche was already down on the ground when he entered the room. Maybe it was a trap and he walked right into it. Suddenly, I hear a revolver. Close, very close. Then I hear a voice. You heard gunshots. Yes, it's true. I hear a revolver. Only sounds. You're saying you went into the dressing room and found Mr. Latouche already dead. Then you heard shots? That's true. So, you were at the scene of the crime when you heard those shots. And you escaped through an air vent? I know. What do you know? I know if I opening vent, I can leave stage and backstage. So the vents went both to the stage and backstage area. Is that what he means? Hey, he's right. Look, Apollo. Huh? Yeah. But how did you know it was connected like that? Wait, I bet his father was the architect that designed the hull or something. I hear this from Magician. Magician? Don't look at me. Magician, huh? Well, at least we're clear on one thing. Machi didn't shoot Mr. Latouche. Yeah, but what does that leave us with? That our friend Grammary did. We're supposed to say he went into the room to find the body and then he heard shots? That one's gonna go over well in court. Apollo, you're his defense. You're supposed to believe whatever he says. Even lies. That's what Daddy always told me. I'll just pretend you misheard him. Every time. So, what do we do? You sure you won't testify, Machi? No talking. No. Well, it was worth a shot. That cocoon. I can't go home. I can't go home to Virginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Virginia is death. That's right, it's punishable by death. Of course, he's scared. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to try a different approach. That's the spirit, Apollo. So, what's your plan? If Machi won't testify about it, we'll have to get someone else to testify. Someone else? I think we're out of time. Let's get back in there. Right. Court is now back in session. Mr. Justice, have you sorted things out with the defendant? Nope, not even a little bit, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. We had a good talk. Very well. So will you testify? Your Honor, the defendant will not testify. Come on, bro! Shame. And here I thought this was your big chance to turn the case around. Actually, it is. The defense would like to approach this case from a different angle, Your Honor. A different angle? Machi won't testify, then I know who will. I would like to cross-examine the witness in this case, La Mirror. La Mirror? What are you up to now? I thought we determined yesterday that La Mirror's testimony was insubstantial. There's nothing you can... La Mirror was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries. What happened? She was assaulted, Your Honor. Assaulted? Someone wanted La Mirror dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself. What? I've heard of no such report. Prosecutor Gavin. Why would anyone be out to kill La Mirror? Can you think of a reason? Well, think of how she is known in our country. A singer from overseas who doesn't speak English, yes? Yet someone tried to keep her mouth shut. Who could that have been? You don't think? I do. It was the same person who shot Mr. Latouche. The killer was afraid of her, and afraid of what she might say. The defense believes that something was hidden in her testimony yesterday. Something the killer doesn't want getting out. So am I to understand that this is what you are saying? Namely, that there is a nugget of truth in La Mirror's testimony. A nugget we have yet to uncover? I like chicken nugget good. Exactly. If La Mirror was attacked, it has serious implications. Very well. There were some vague points in her testimony during yesterday's trial. Perhaps we did not inquire as deeply as we might have into some. The court will hear La Mirror's testimony once more. La Mirror, I must apologize. We must ask you to stand again and speak. You need not apologize. I know that Machi is innocent, and I will do all that I can until the court realizes this. Oh, let's review your testimony from yesterday. You told us that you heard 2 gunshots and the shooter's voice from the window. And the voice belonged to Dari Krishen, right? That is correct. At which point I proved she could not be correct. She couldn't have heard any of those things. The small window at the scene was closed, and it was found to be quite soundproof. Shut! You have nothing to say to that, Mr. Justice? I don't know exactly what yet, but I know there's something there. There is, it seems, much you do not know. And yet it's my duty to hear him out. Listen, man, hear me out, hear me out. Perhaps the witness would be so kind as to testify once more to the court. Of course, Your Honor. Alright, what have we got sees here? I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. That's when I heard them. Mr. Latouche and the detective. I heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another gunshot. There was a smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. Pretty much the same as yesterday's testimony, except she told us she was going somewhere. I'm sorry. I'm not used to speaking much in the language. Perhaps my descriptions are lacking in some way. Yes, everything I've said is the truth. Then it is my distinct displeasure to say this. What you said to have happened is impossible. Do I have to repeat myself? La Mirar was attacked because of this testimony. What, Drusy? Paulo, you know, for a moment there, you were pretty cool. Maybe I do better when I don't try to think ahead. But I'd love if you think ahead even once in a while, man. Sometimes you leave me with not much to work with, man. Very well, Mr. Justice. Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine the witness. Absolutely not, Your Honor. I will be lame as hell. Alright, let's check it out. On my way from the stage to backstage. That's fine. Alright, no problem. Okay. Okay. I think this is the most significant thing. She was in a hurry to where? I was on my way to the backstage exit, as I've said. Why were you in such a hurry then? Oh, well, I don't think that has anything to do with this case. It very well might. Please answer the question. Are you alright, La Mirar? Yes, I am just tired. Recall what I told you yesterday, her forehead. La Mirar suffers from serious amnesia. Please refrain from traumatizing her further. What, so he can just dismiss a question he thinks are too traumatizing? Why don't you prove her reason had a connection to the case before asking about it, yeah? Prosecutor's objection is sustained. Boo! Boo! Current question is moot, Mr. Justice. Please continue with your cross-examination. Alright. Guess we'll just have to keep pressing. Alright. Is something wrong? Raise an objection. But she's saying the same thing she said before. Mr. Justice? Sorry, it's nothing. Please continue with your testimony. Alright. The one in red over there is a shining example of her judge. You're the last person who should be pointing fingers, Mr. Rockstar. Alright. So I think it's gonna say everything, so I think I just need to present on that last one. Smell of gunpowder. The smell is significant. Was there anything we can do there? Why didn't you tell someone immediately? Well, if it were me, I would have gone to the police right away. It's our duty as citizens. She's not a citizen. This may be beside the point, but La Mirar isn't a citizen, though one would hope such common sense prevails on Virginie as well. Amara seems awfully quiet all of a sudden. That's strange. Could she be hiding something? It is as you say, yet at the time, it was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. Does it have something to do with this? Nope, I don't think so. Yep, nope. Alright. Let's try again. What else do we have? She was in a hurry. Was she exploding things? Nope. Huh. What? I'm not sure what they're getting at here. Objection overruled. Damn. No, I'm just losing lives. I mustn't have all the info I need. Smell of gunpowder. Right, faint. Maybe the word is faint? There were 2 gunshots. Yes, I heard 2. One after the other. Well, I don't think you would have been able to tell if it was 2 if they both overlapped each other. That fits with the bullet holes at the scene. Nothing really new here to pick up. Right. Who else? I guess I haven't pressed that one yet. Darian Crescend. I did not know his name at the time, but yes, it was him. The one who took the stand yesterday. How many times do I need to remind you that that's impossible? There's no way you could have heard him. Because that window at the scene was closed? Is that why? Of course. Apollo, if we keep asking the same questions as yesterday, we won't go anywhere. She's right. Maybe it's... Oh, that was it? Okay. I guess, what were they talking about? Because why would they be talking? Do you, by any chance, remember what they were saying to each other? If so, please tell us. I've given it much reflection, but... I was afraid of this. She didn't remember. I only heard one phrase clearly. A whole phrase? You remember something that was said? Why didn't you say anything yesterday? Well, my memory is clear. I was afraid to speak. You see, I do not understand what was said. Has to be it. The clue we've been waiting for. What did he say? It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Latouche. The shooter, then. Well, what did he say? It's over. Press the switch. Now. Ah, okay. Switch. And the shooter said this to the victim, Mr. Latouche? I thought it quite strange myself afterward. It is a mystery. What could it possibly mean? Mr. Justice, care to shed some light on this? Yeah, sure. I'd be delighted. It's very vital. Maybe we could add it to the testimony? Pretty please? Maybe, Apollo. Alright, and I think that we can present the switch. There we go, we've got it now. Press the switch. Oh, should I select it again? There we go. The switch triggers an igniter. Too bad. I was hoping it was a bomb that would blow up the whole Coliseum. With people still inside, screaming, skin burnt off. Yeah. Yeah, Trucy, we should look into that. Maybe another day. You're scaring me. If Emma hears you talking like that, she'll arrest you. You can't arrest somebody over nothing. It wasn't even a threat. Like, she didn't threaten to blow anybody up. She's like, damn, I wish they were dead. That's not a arrestable offense. Then she'll do all sorts of scientific tests. Yeah, sure. Like spitting your hairdo into 3 separate spikes. You can't split atoms like that, Trucy. While she stands by, laughing and laughing in her high-pitched voice. Oh, is her voice high-pitched? I kind of assumed it was low and like, constantly upset with you. I said she'd arrest you, not me. She's not some kind of mad scientist. Did you just hear someone laughing? Wait, I can't press it? Oh, I have to... Okay. Wasn't that? Press the switch. Okay. I'm pressing the switch. I don't know what you want. Am I examining this then? Okay. I don't understand what he's asking for. Press the switch. I've literally pressed the switch so many damn times. What are you on about? Oh. Oh, she's still in the presenting. Oops. Oops. That was me. There's only one key that can unlock the mystery of those words. Oh? Yet there was nothing at the scene that could be called a switch. Save for the lights. True, there wasn't a switch at the scene. But it just so happens I have a switch right here. I picked it up from the Home Depot on my way here. What do you think about that? I'm just gonna present whatever I like now. Fuck you, Clavier. Certainly does look like a switch, doesn't it? Problem is, this was found not at the scene of the crime, but on the stage. Stage? Where the concert was held, yes. This was found hidden there. On the stage. Are you claiming that the voice Lemire heard was of someone commanding another to press the switch? It's a possibility. Oh, her forehead. I'd call that an impossibility. Why? It's hardly necessary for me to remind the court of the layout of the concert forum. The stage is quite far from Lemireur's dressing room. Not to mention the Gaviniers were in the middle of a concert on said stage. We aren't known for being a quiet band. You could shout all you wanted and not be heard. The detective's voice was loud, but certainly not a shout. So, too, have her forehead's cries of possibility fallen far short of being heard. Sorry, but he wouldn't have needed to shout. Excuse me? You heard what I said. Or do you need me to shout it out for you? It would have been quite simple to be heard on the stage from that dressing room. Oh wait, you like evidence, don't you? How about this? Using this, it would be easy to get... I mean, really, you could use the intercom too, not just the headset. Prosecutor Gavin, perhaps you're familiar with this. What's that? What is that? Is this some kind of newfangled phone they invented while I wasn't looking? I don't know if you're ever really looking, man. I'm gonna be so for real with you, Judge. This is a type of transmitter. A communications device. Communications device? You know what device is, bud. Guarantee it. From what I've heard, that night, everyone on stage was wearing one of these. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, actually. They're for talking between band members. We all had one on. So, you admit that if you were wearing one of these, talking from the backstage to the stage would be simple. True, but wait. They'll send out an electronic signal. To avoid interference with the audio systems, their range is quite limited. But isn't the audio systems right on top of you, too? Oh my god, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay! It wasn't like they could have Googled how any of this works before developing an entire game. Look at this cross-section diagram of the concert forum. Ah. Exactly. The walk from the stage to backstage seemed far, but the direct distance is less than 30 feet. That can't be. So when Lamiror heard the shooter's voice, he could have been talking to someone on stage. You're claiming this is the switch in question? Why did it have to be on stage at the time? It could have been placed in a pocket and carried anywhere. Someone could have hid it on the stage after the fact. Well, he's got a point. How do we know that it was there when she heard the voice? When the shooter said press the switch? Well, I guess we don't. An unfortunate situation. I'm afraid that until we know where the switch was, there's little to point in debating it. Well, we still know that it was pressed. Ugh. Sure, this was the way to go with this. What is the switch anyway? We don't even know that basic fact. Yes, we do, bitch. Wait a second. I do know what this switch is. And if you follow that train of logic to its incredible conclusion, it ends up in proof that completely changes this case. What's up, Apollo? Apollo? We know about this switch, right? We know what it is. Yeah? Well, think of when it was used that day. Think of what happened. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no further information to share concerning the switch... Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Justice. I've been remiss in not telling the court this before. I know what this switch is. Well, it seems the defense is set up linking the switch to this case. Let's see your evidence of the link. Oh, this is easy. I'm not worried about this one. Present. Prosecutor Gavin, do you remember this? That what? Is it another one of those newfangled phones? You betcha. You betcha, Judge. This is an igniter. A phone looks like this. Oh, and you know somebody's done something with like a Raspberry Pi that looks just like that. Igniter? You mean it's like a lighter? Yes, actually. You aren't saying the switch is a remote. I am. This is a remote trigger for an igniter. What? Look, I'll show you. Ah! I mean, he deserved that. You will cease and desist from burning down this courtroom. God, I think this courtroom deserves to be burnt down. With you presiding over it, frankly. Sorry. It's a bit more fire than I expected. My whiskers had caught on fire. You wouldn't be able to balance yourself like a cat? Alright, Prosecutor Gavin, let me repeat myself. This switch is a remote igniter trigger. Doesn't that suggest something to you? You're talking about what happened to me, aren't you? Ah, exactly. That night at the concert, there was one unusual burst of flame. When your guitar caught fire in the middle of your performance. It was objectively sick as fuck. Wasn't that part of the stage show, though? Prosecutor Gavin was entirely unaware such a thing had been planned. And the guitar that burned was a valuable keepsake. That's right. He got it in Borginia from La Mirror. He said that the sound was amazing. Before it burned, of course. Now it just kinda smokes. Hey, me too, girlfriend. The better the guitar, the brighter it burns. I think you made that up to make yourself feel better. I'm gonna be so for real, my guy. Her forehead. Yes? Don't tell me you're trying to tie these two things together. We already have tied them together through the lyricism bullshit. Those being the shooter's voice, heard by La Mirror, and the guitar suddenly catching fire. I am. It's really simple when you think about it. Mr. Latouche and the shooter were at the crime scene. The shooter was wearing a headset. He ordered someone on stage to press the switch. The switch was pressed, and the guitar caught fire. Oh, that does make sense, though something about it is bugging me. Can't quite put my finger on it. Really? Seems pretty simple to me. Wait! Wait, he got the special shipping to get the guitar out of there. Is that where all the silk pod things were? The cocoons. Her forehead. Don't destroy what little respect I have for you. I was expecting something a little more sensible. I guess I was wrong. But what's all this about, Prosecutor Gavin? His simple story simply makes no sense. Think, that night my guitar caught fire, yes. The cause may have been this indeed. However, the guitar caught fire during the second set. Ooh, that's right. Of course. The guitar caught fire during La Mirar's song. Indeed, yet the shooting happened during the third set. The two are utterly unrelated, but we're beginning to see that we think that Latouche was dead before the loud shooting noises that we all heard. That must have been what was bugging me. Actually, honestly, it might just be your underwear tag, sir. I really think it's... I really don't think that you could have figured that out. The whole premise for this is faulty. See? This story makes no sense. Are you sure about that? Yeah. I think he is, otherwise he wouldn't have said it. What exactly do you mean, Mr. Justice? Maybe it's not the premise for my explanation of the switch that's fault. Maybe it's our premise for the entire case so far. What premise is this, specifically? Glad you asked. I'm saying that maybe the killing didn't take place in the third act. What's this? But Detective Emmett Skye heard the shots and found the body. All of this happened in the third act. Gunshots rang out, and according to his testimony, Machi was in that dressing room at the time. Where are you going with this, Mr. Justice? Stay with me, Your Honor. He also told us this in his testimony, namely, that the victim had already been shot. We all heard gunshots, but no one saw the shooting. This is insane. Just before the shooting took place, the shooter was heard on his headset, telling someone to press the switch. The next moment, Prosecutor Gavin's burst into flame. We know that a remote trigger igniter was inside the guitar. From all these facts, we can draw only one conclusion. The crime did not take place during the third act, but during the ballad performance. The second act. Wow! I wish that, like, when I talked, all that came out was electric guitar sound effects. I think I'd lead a better life. Order! Order! But that goes against the evidence. What's this, Your Honor? The crime was carried out according to the lyrics of the song, yes? Hey, he's right, look. Yes, the bullet is supposed to come after the fire. You're thinking about it the wrong way. Look. Why would the shooter craft the events of the day to follow the lyrics anyway? It's an awful lot of trouble to go through, with little merit for the person doing it. Well, I'm sure whoever it was had some reason. Yes, they did. A reason that made it advantageous to follow the lyrics. You're saying the order was reversed on purpose? Reverse, Prosecutor Gavin? the criminal followed the lyrics strictly, then yes. The shooting would have come after the guitar burst into flame. Yet her forehead has raised another possibility. He's claiming that the bullet came not after, but just before the fire. Couldn't have put it better myself. Now kiss. We were only meant to think that the shooting came after the guitar burst into flame. That was the criminal's objective. The crime followed the lyrics to a point, but that was the ruse. Why else would the killer risk being discovered by moving the body? That was the final touch to make us think he'd followed the lyrics the whole way. Interesting premise. Order. That would explain the most unusual situation. It does. The killer changed the order of events to create himself an alibi. In other words, the killer was someone who had an alibi for the third set, but not the second. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this. Sadly, it has. Looks like you've got something. Alright, tell me why your little fairy tale makes no sense at all. Oh, it sounds good, I'll give you that. You've given us a reason why the killer bothered following the lyrics of my song. But I question your logic. For it's flawed from the very beginning. Flawed? Yes. A contradiction in her forehead. One I've pointed out several times, no less. The time of the crime, the small window at the scene was closed. How could La Mirror have heard a voice through it? Wasn't she wearing a headset too? Oh. I know that you would like to divert our attention from this critical fact. I mean, she should be able to tell the difference from the slight, crackly electronic voice in her ear from the one outside. You can tell how close something is to you too, just proximity-wise. And she would probably be better at it as somebody who relies so heavily on sound. But you're basing your entire line of reasoning on a false premise. Right. Lamora's testimony is my entire case. That voice she heard. The shooter's voice. Oh wait, but then the entire band would have heard it too, right? But what if she couldn't hear it, Apollo? Look, what do we have? A man saying press the switch. And near the crime scene we have a switch, which acts as a remote trigger for an igniter. And last but not least, Prosecutor Gavin's flaming guitar. Can't all be a coincidence, but how do I make it work? I see a more direct line of questioning is required. When the crime scene was investigated, immediately after the crime, that window was closed. Care to tell us how La Mirror heard the voice? Key point to be sure. Mr. Justice, can you explain this to the court? No? Okay, Justice, you've got one thing to prove, and one thing only. La Mirror heard a voice. And she heard it during the second set. How is La Mirror able to hear the voice? She does have divine hearing. The window was closed, as you say, yet La Mirror could still hear the voice. Are they saying that she had the earpiece in? Because she has the power of divine hearing. That's the only explanation. Okay. The witness is a siren, Mr. Justice, not a saint. I said hearing, Your Honor, not healing. Alright, that was not it. I'm not sure I know what this divine hearing ability is. And perhaps we should hear it straight from the all-powerful voice himself. Care to explain how the clairaudience has anything to do with the case? Oh, instead of clairvoyance. Okay, I see. Can we just... Okay, so it's not the... So it's not the earpiece. Okay, so she wasn't in that room. Okay. When we investigated the scene, the window was closed. The shooter had no reason to close it. Had it been open either, meaning it was impossible to hear the voice through that window. Good to hear you making sense again. For a moment I was afraid you might be a Borginian too. Racist much? Damn. As I was saying, La Mirror could not hear the voice through that window. So there can only be one explanation. She heard the voice from another location entirely. What's this? You do amuse me so. And here I thought you and good sense were back on speaking terms. Now I'm afraid you and good sense are two entirely different languages. Damn. Shall I interpret for you her forehead? Lamar clearly stated she heard the voice through that small window. And there is only one small window at the scene. Are you sure about that? Think about it. Isn't there another small window at the scene? There is? I know the look. He wants us to ask him. Very well, you claim La Mirror heard the voice from another location? Mr. Justice, show us where this location was. Not the earpiece? Oh, was it this? That's my best guess. Does this look like a small window to you, Mr. Justice? State of modern society can be read from a numerous objects and artifacts. In a sense, anything can be a window on our society. Oh. Damn. I thought I had it, man. What else is a small window? There was only one other thing she could have meant. Why would the intercom be there if not there? I don't get it. The TV? Not the intercom. What the hell does she mean? The vent over here? The vent over there. Girl, I know it. Oh, yeah, from the vents, because she's in the vents. Okay, okay. Okay, we'll try it. And if it's not this, then we will... Then I will load a save state. Or save a save state and then load it. Okay, okay, sick. This is La Mirror heard that voice from. But that's no small window. That's the air vent. What did she tell us? She said she's a Borginian, unfamiliar with our language. It's not a stretch to imagine she called this air vent a small window. Now you've done it. You've gone beyond ridiculous into ludicrous. So La Mirror was up in the ventilation system listening to this man's voice. Only logical explanation, yeah. Logical? I do not think this word means what you think it means, her forehead. Okay, what about it isn't logical? It hardly merits saying. Why would La Mirror be in the ventilation system? Hiding like a rat. No offense intended to her, of course. The explanation for that is simple, Prosecutor Gavin. Isn't it, La Mirror? You have been listening to our discussion here, yes? Yes. I admit it's had me quite confused since yesterday. Yet the small window was closed. But why should that mean I could not hear through it? I feared a prosecutor might need himself an interpreter. Ugh. The problem here is words. La Mirror, this small window you thought you heard the voice was up high on the ceiling of the room, not low on a wall. Yes, it was up on the ceiling. What? Sick. Love our guitar noises. I need to make like the alert noises that. Order? I will have order. Witness, you will clarify this statement to the court. Are you in fact saying that you were up above the ceiling of the room? And that's where you heard the moment of the crime? Yes, in fact I was. I am sorry, I never imagined it would become such an important point. Yeah, well, why were you up there? I believe it's time for another testimony. Well, she was doing her magic trick. I'm not sure I can't. May I remind you that this is a murder trial? We will hear your testimony. Would you rather tell the magician's secret or your friend go to jail forever? Like, I really... Like, death is on the line right here. Like, I really think you would rather reveal a magician's secret. Tell us why you witnessed the crime from above the ceiling of that room. And I don't think NDAs apply in court. please. Wait, I'm gonna Google that. Do NDAs apply in court? Wait. Let me find an open Google tab. Alright. Apply in court. Be cool if I knew how to spell. Okay. Yes. No. I know that they're... I know that NDAs are held up in court, and you can go to court if you don't hold them up. Okay, Reddit says the NDA no longer applies if you're ordered to testify. Alright, what does Reddit say? Okay. Alright, and you could be held in contempt. Okay. Alright, yeah, if you're subpoenaed, you're legally entitled to testifier. And you might only, in your NDA, might limit the scope of what you can disclose to only pertinent information. That makes sense. And you should discuss that with your attorney. Okay, that makes sense. But you absolutely, if you're told to talk in court, your NDA does not hold up. You can ask for you could ask for protection. You can ask to have the court not have an audience, I'm pretty sure, but like, girl, NDAs don't hold up. Well, looks like I'm on the right track. Right, above the ceiling. Yes, I was above the ceiling when I heard the voice. I heard there was a small window there before. I was in the middle of my performance. I had no time to report what I had heard. As to why I was there, I cannot say. I am bound to secrecy on this matter. Your secrecy does not hold up in a court of law. In my line of work, one has many obligations to uphold. But you say you were in the middle of your performance. So this did happen during the second act. I did not witness the crime, you must understand. I only know what I heard. Yes, but you must tell us what you were doing, in detail. That's what the cross-examination is for, yeah? Her forehead? Alright, let's get her done. Our mission in this court is to discern the truth. No obligation, no binding pact may hinder that mission. And Clavier would know, no NDA. Alright, very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. What are you gonna do, Apollo? I'm gonna find out the truth. She was up above that ceiling for a reason. I just have to get it out of her. Alright, I think we can do this. We know what they're looking for. Yeah, okay. I heard there was a small window there before. Okay, no reason to question that. Okay, maybe that one? So without a word, you just let the third act start? After the curtain closed for the second set, there's still much to do. You could have prevented this whole misunderstanding if you had only told us sooner. Yes, perhaps I could have. I see little point in badgering the witness. What's done is done. The mind works differently when one is in the middle of a performance. Why? I've lost my voice in the middle of the show and kept singing, completely unaware. Singing without a voice? If only all contradictions were so obvious. Only I could get Lamiror to talk. Crushing her like this doesn't seem to be getting me anywhere. What was there? I cannot say. Why is the that there? Like, that seems kind of stressful. The, whatchamacall, health bar. Alright. Exactly who bound you to secrecy? Okay, we can go with this line of questioning. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say who. No, I think perhaps that is alright. It's just a name after all. It was Valent Gramarye. Perhaps you know him? Valent Gramarye? What? You ain't Uncle Valent? What? Valent Gramarye? Who's Valent Gramarye? Grand Magician. The one responsible for the illusion performed during our concert. Interesting reaction, Prosecutor Gavin. Amirar was bound to secrecy. It's going to take some hard-hitting proof to make her talk. Or a subpoena. I think I know why she was up there. But how do I prove it? Do I just present the tape? Yeah, let's try just presenting the tape. That's my best guess. Okay, that seems it. Because the tape has the video of her disappearing. La Mirar, truth be told, the reason for your presence above that ceiling is quite clear. Clear? Clear. Alright, especially when you consider what happened during your performance. What happened? Yeah, it's all right here on this video. Blah, blah, blah. God, I've heard this song so many times. Mm-hmm. Well, damn, she crawls pretty quick. Poor Clavier. He just has to relive like this terrible moment 100 times. As we can see, La Mirar was clearly not on stage for her entire performance. Huh? Though it saddens me to be so realistic, La Mirar is incapable of actually vanishing, let alone teleportation. So the only explanation is that she was hidden from view. And during that time, she moved to the back of the forum. Apollo! What, Trucy? Not nice to reveal a magician's secrets. It's against the rules. But I'm a lawyer. I'm not supposed to be nice. This is all very fascinating, but how is it possible? There's only 20 seconds between when she disappears and reappears. She couldn't have moved that fast. Is something wrong, Prosecutor Gavin? This was his concert, his show. He knows how the illusion was performed. Aha! He's just realizing his own oversight. Let's look at the cross-section diagram again. Here we can trace a route through the ceiling. It goes from the stage through the backstage to the rear of the forum. Aha! Recall La Mirar's testimony from yesterday. I was on my way to the stage, to the backstage area exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. She went from the stage to the backstage exit. A perfect description of this route above the ceiling. La Mirar knew of this because of her part in the illusion, but she wasn't the only one who knew. What? Just now in the lobby, Machi told me something. I know. I know if opening the vent, I can leave stage and backstage. He said that? Oh, were you not informed, Prosecutor Gavin? I knew all about the Vanishing Act, of course, but I had no idea of the route that would be used. Why didn't the magician tell me? Magicians only reveal details of their acts on a need-to-know basis. They're the bread and butter of the magician's life, you know. Bread and butter. Which is why he bound La Mirar to secrecy. Well, La Mirar? I'm impressed, Mr. Attorney. Machi was right about you. So what does this mean? Are you saying you used this route above the ceiling? I did. Well, but I'm still confused. What's that, Your Honor? As I said before, I love watching this video over and over Again, there was very little time between when she disappeared and when she appeared. 20 seconds tops. How could she do it so fast? Especially if you stopped to hear the shooter's voice. That's a good question. Can the witness explain this to the court? I cannot. Very well, Mr. Justice. Yes. It's all up to you. Do your thing, bro. One thing, Your Honor. You need to explain how Law Mirar was able to teleport like she did. Or I'm throwing your case out with the bathwater. That's totally reasonable, Your Honor. Totally reasonable reaction. Well within your rights. Ugh. I don't want to get picked on. It's Law Mirar who isn't going along with the program here. As I've stated before, I'm not at liberty to speak on the illusion that night in detail. Then you'll have to tell us what you can. We'll hear your testimony on this. Mr. Justice, it will be your job to wring the truth out of her. Yes, if you would, please. Alright. You could just tell us that the truth's gonna be out there anyway, bro. You're like a student before the finals. Good luck, Apollo! Right, you're only like 23, right, Apollo? Like, what's it been? 6 months since you were a student? The big illusion. I followed the route exactly as I was instructed. There's an emergency exit in the backstage, where a stagehand waited. From there, one can enter the forum on the opposite side of the stage. The plan was for me to move there in 2 minutes. I was on my way when I heard the voice. 2 minutes, you say? The mystery deepens. Suppose it was too much to hope that the judge would just come up with something. I suppose. That does my curiosity. Take it away, Mr. Justice. Alright, Your Honor. All I have to do is find the contradiction between what La Mirror is saying and what we can see plainly in the video. I figured it out already. I am a magician after all. Well, tell me. Not a chance. Can't reveal another magician's secrets. Come on. You're supposed to be on my side here. Tracy, you are not helpful. Guess we'll just start pressing. Alright. I believe that. Okay. Okay, I believe that that is probably the case. 2 minutes. Yes, it can be done in 1 minute if you're running. Running? In that cramped, dark tunnel above the ceiling? Mr. Attorney, have you forgotten? Dark or lit, it makes no difference to me. Well, I guess that's true, but... So you're saying that on the night of the concert, you made the trip in 2 minutes? Yes. Though I nearly didn't make it in time. You see, I stopped halfway. Mirar disappears on the video for 20 seconds. She says she made the trip in 2 minutes. How? If you want my professional opinion, I bet the answer's right there in the video. Well, Mr. Justice? Perhaps you have some evidence for us. Something that can be explained, the discrepancy between the video and her testimony. Yeah, sure. One piece of evidence that explains the discrepancy. I'm tempted to do the brooch because... What else could there have been? Incurate some help us. Okay. I can't imagine that helps. I don't think that helps. So she went from here to here. Okay. That lines up. Don't think that's helpful. Don't think that's helpful. Okay, I can skip through it now at least. Okay. Alright, you fly. Hell yeah, girl. Okay, I don't know if that helps me. Not helpful, not helpful, not helpful. No, because that wasn't used during their scene because they didn't have electric guitars going during that scenes. Gun. Nope. I guess, like, the brooch, because she did something with the thing? Damn! Okay. Lucky guess, man. Do you happen to remember this brooch? Aha! The brooch! We saw that yesterday, did we not? It was found at the scene, Your Honor. And you're bringing this up now. Why? Thought we had already determined that that was dropped. So did I. But we hadn't. Take another look at this photograph. At the video. Oh, she didn't have it on her, okay. Okay, she has it on her. Here, you can see she's wearing the brooch. So she is. Look a bit later. It's really... it's hard to see that she's not wearing it, though, because they never, like, show you a good angel. Angel? Angle. Damn. The brooch, it's gone. What? Yes. The brooch disappeared in the short space of 20 seconds. It takes a full minute to run from stage to the backstage. Which means there can only be one explanation. The La Mirage we see before the Vanishing Act and the La Mirage you see after are two different people. What? What? This is one of the simpler explanations, my guy. The brooch was found on the floor at the crime scene. And not just on the floor, but on the floor directly beneath the air vents. La Mirage, tell me, did you drop the brooch on your way from the stage to the backstage? At the very moment you witnessed the crime? Yes, I think I did. Prosecutor Gavin, from your expression, I gather you had no idea this was the case, Her Judge. I, of course, know about it. Dude, you just told us you didn't. Make up your damn mind. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't hiding it. It just never occurred to me that the switch and the shooting took place at the same time. So, I was right. There was a switch. There was. Just before the stage's tower rose, La Mirage was replaced. While we're on the subject, just who was the replacement La Mirage? Why, the man behind the illusion. Valiant Grammary. It was Grammary? He looked good. That's quite the illusion, but I still don't get one thing. Yes? The switch happened before the tower rose, correct? So you weren't on stage. That's right. But this fake La Mirage is still singing. And she's pretty good. That's true. Come on, Apollo, that's an easy one. They were just playing a recording. The Gaviniers aren't some kind of air guitar band, Broly. You play air guitar in this courtroom all the damn time, boy. Oh, you mean I'm wrong? We play a show live. We play live. No recordings. Perhaps you can explain, La Mirage. Very well. Yes, do tell. And add it to your testimony. I had to keep singing even while I moved. You were singing? Yes. Mr. Gavin expressed a dislike for recordings, so I used this. Wait, so you were singing the whole time? Even you were crawling above the ceiling towards the backstage? Why should it matter where I sing? Wherever I go is the same darkness. Because you sing significantly better standing up using your full diaphragm than when you're crawling around. But if you were singing while you were walking, that's right, wouldn't the shooter and the victim have heard? Shooters were singing right over their heads after all. That is right. Are you sure? You have to be pretty hard of hearing to miss someone singing in the ceiling. Once again, we come back to the state of the scene of the crime. What state? I think it's California. Ugh, I know what he means. The old speaker, Apollo. The speaker? Oh, yeah, their system above. Okay. The speaker was blaring at the time of the murder. That's for monitoring the stage from the room. Monitoring? It pipes in a real-time feed from the stage microphones. Useful for knowing when your set is coming up. Satisfied? That dressing room was fitted with a large speaker playing a direct feed from the stage. At my request, actually. So La Mirar singing in the ceiling sounded just like La Mirar singing over the speaker. Ingenious! Her voice was hidden by her voice! Ah, La Mirar? I have just remembered something. Oh, how very convenient. Do tell. When I heard the noise, the gunshots, yes, it startled me, so I stopped singing. What? I forgot the words I was supposed to sing. The song stopped? Thankfully, it was the very beginning of the second verse, so not many would notice. Forehead! That mixing board I lent you, where is it? Huh? No, not this. What? I don't want. Can I speed up, please? Please don't make me listen to the whole thing again. And I hope we can finish this case quick. My stomach is a-rumbling again. Girl. We are not having an easy time. The song does stop there. It does? I must have missed it. Look at the lyric sheet. Top of the second verse. See where it says pleasure, pleasure? Now listen again. Don't make me do it again. This is really getting old. I'm gonna hear this thing in my dreams tonight. It's getting old, man. This is evidence indeed. But she missed a word? I believe we are guilty of making a terrible mistake. The crime didn't happen during the third set. It happened during the second, during La Mirar's ballad. If that is true, then no one on stage during the second set could have been the shooter. Which meant that Darian Crescent could have done it. More importantly, Machi couldn't have. He wasn't on stage for the second set. We don't care who did it, we just care that Machi didn't. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? Fascinating. I don't believe I've ever seen a trial turned around quite so thoroughly. Yet one problem remains. What's that, Prosecutor Gavin? Our forehead theory does have a certain kind of logic to it. Yet it's entirely based upon La Mirar's testimony. So you would convict a man based entirely on somebody's testimony? Why is this any different? Yes, is there a problem with this? Well, it's quite simple. What pains me to say it. What if she's lying to protect the defendant? What if everyone else is lying to protect themselves? But you have no proof. All I'm saying is that the truth is yet unclear. Until we hear directly from the man himself. The man you don't mean? Yes. Though he's a friend and a band member, Darian Crescend must take the stand. I see no other way. As someone with a new perspective on the case? As a suspect, to be frank. Finally, the rat's coming out of his hole. And I'm ready to catch him. Darian Crescend, get ready for justice. This is a good time as any for pause for a brief recess. Alright, I think this trial section might go on for a while longer. Let's get to recess and call it there. Have him here and ready by the time we begin. I'm the last man who needs to be reminded of what his duties are, because we've been going for almost 4 hours. Very well. The court is adjourned for a 15-minute recess. To be continued. Oh, perfect, it is a save point. Convenience. Alright. Alright guys, well it has been an absolute delight to have you all here. Thank you all for stopping by. Really appreciate it, and we will get back to this one, not tomorrow, I've got stuff tomorrow, but, quite possibly Sunday. I'm out for Father's Day, but we'll see how long it takes us, but definitely by Monday. Alright, hugs and kisses, love you all, bye!